The following is a presentation of Bourne Braves Baseball, the 2009 Cape Cod League champions.
The 2021 season was a year of unprecedented success for the Bourne Braves.
Swing and a miss, strike three, and the Bourne Braves are off to a perfect 5-0 start in 2021.
Oh my goodness, the Braves do it again! Win number 20 in the most dramatic fashion.
0-1 and Wallace sends a drive into left field. The Braves have won it!
After a 24-9-3 regular season earned the Bravos the President's Trophy, the Braves battled all the way to the CCBL Championship Series.
Swing and a miss! For the first time since 2017, the Bourne Braves punched their ticket to the big dance.
But the team came up just 2 games short.
Brewster defeats Bourne in the championship series of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Now, as the calendar flips to 2022, a slew of fresh faces come to Doran Park, including the man in charge.
The Bourne Braves have hired Scott Landers as the team's new field manager.
And with him comes just one returning star.
Smacked into right center, that's going to get down. The 4th RBI for Joshua Moylan.
But that doesn't mean the Braves aren't loaded from top to bottom.
This one taken high and deep to left. Is that going to get out of here? Jumping up, it's gone!
And swings, broken bat, lofted into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Swing and a miss, strike three.
It's a brand new full season of Bourne Braves baseball, and it starts right now.
The Bourne Braves look to stay hot after an off day yesterday as they make the trip down south to take on the Falmouth Commodores. With Max Tanzer, I'm Calvin Cristoforo. Max, I said it, the Braves are hot. I have the guts to make that claim. And the Bravos look to stay swinging those bats against a Falmouth team that sits in last place.
And they've been swinging it really well. In their last 4 games, they've outscored opponents 41-26. Of course, the 18 runs a couple nights ago in Hyannis. But in those 4 games, they're averaging 10.2 runs per game offensively. They've allowed 6.5, so that's something that they definitely will look to tune up here. But they have a good arm, and Nelson Berkwich on the mound to take care of that. On the opposing side of things tonight, this Falmouth pitching staff, Calvin, has been just tremendous over the last week. For active players, a 1.97 ERA. Opponents are just hitting .217. They're slugging just .217. So no one on this active roster for the Falmouth Commodores has given up an extra base hit over the last week.
Well, someone who's going to be trying to change those fortunes is Evan Slight, who is straight up raking right now. Just awarded the Cape Cod League Player of the Week today for his efforts last week. A stretch where he hit .579, 11 for 19, a homer, 3 doubles, and 4 runs driven in. To say the least, the guy was locked in.
It's pretty good, right? And he's now 11 for his last 19, 14 for his last 30, riding an 8-game hitting streak with 2 homers and 7 RBIs in that span. In fact, 2, 3, and 4 in the order that we saw the other day, which is now, of course, Eblin, Slight, and Shaw. Shaw won't be starting tonight, but in the last 7 days, those 3 have combined to hit .436, drove in 12 runs, 8 extra base hits. So this lineup's hot, it's rolling. It's been the best we've seen it all summer long.
As a broadcast team, we caught up to Evan Slight yesterday at Fenway Park during the team's tryout, call it what you want, workout at Fenway Park. A great thing that Red Sox did with the Cape Cod League yesterday. We caught up to Evan and asked him about his success and what he was looking to do yesterday at the fence.
Were you a Red Sox fan? Was this kind of like a dream come true for you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I grew up a Red Sox fan. I've been here a couple times, got to play hockey here, but being here with the team, it's just something I'll never forget. Really.
You're on the outfield. Aaron Judge played in the outfield last night.
Oh, I know. I've been thinking about that. All the amazing players that have been here. Just to be here is so cool.
What are the grounds like? They take good care of the field?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're not going to get a bad hop here, really. It's amazing.
How'd the 60-yard dash go?
60 felt pretty good. It was actually a 30-yard dash, so that was a little new to me, but we'll see. Hopefully it went pretty good.
How does that rank on the most fun things you're going to do today?
Today, I mean, you know, it's fun, but I think BP and IO are going to be a little more fun.
You got the draft way too. How's that impact?
You know, I'm not really thinking about it. Just here to have fun and be with the team and take it one day at a time.
Is there any place you want to hit it during BP?
I mean, just going to hit some low line drives over the shortstop's head and maybe get a couple in and see what happens with it.
You going for the red seat?
No, I think only Ted Williams is gonna be the only guy who's going to hit it there, but we can aim there.
Thanks, Evan.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That was Braves outfielder Evan Slight. And no, I'm not Calvin Cristoforo. Next to me is not Max Tanzer. That is Mac Friday. This is before the Bravos. Mac, how are you? And then let's get into Evan Slight's comments.
Man, we got a lot to talk about Evan Slight, but I'm pretty good today. I'm pretty good. Family's in town. I got a little tan yesterday at Fenway. Fenway was great. Happy to be here with you, Ethan.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start by talking about Slight, the Cape League Player of the Week, as Calvin just alluded to, talking about as a Massachusetts native, someone who's grown up here, how much it meant to him, how cool it was when he first stepped down the field. I thought asking him really about those emotions, that instant impact, what it was like, was really interesting. And I thought he was very thoughtful with what he said.
Definitely so. I mean, we talked about everything from the playing surface to the draft to the 30 time that he ran. And he was very helpful, thoughtful in all of his responses. It was really cool to see him light up when you talk about Red Sox lore and Fenway. Being a Massachusetts kid, just one of 3 Massachusetts guys on the roster, you could really see his face light up. And I'll tell you what, his face lit up this morning when he found out he was the Player of the Week.
If you saw his Instagram story, you would have known he was the Player of the Week. There was a lot going on there. But Slight and the Braves looking to avoid a Fenway hangover, you might say, today here at Guff Fuller Field against the Falmouth Commodores 2 times this week. The Braves will be here to take on the Doors tonight and on Friday night as well. And I don't think it's hyperbole to say these are really important matchups.
Absolutely. These are Western Division matchups. We'll run down the standings for you super quickly. 14-8-4, Hyannis, or excuse me, that's Katuitt. Hyannis 13-8-5, Bourne 11-9-6 with 28 points. Wareham 11-12-3, Falmouth 10-14-2. 6-point gap between 3rd place and 5th place, and these are, like you said, Ethan, very pivotal matchups. If the Bravos come out flat, you could see them flop. The Commodores get some wins this week, climb in the rankings, and then vice versa. If the Bravos, after winning 3 of their last 4, stay hot, could continue to be hot and climb up in those Western rankings.
Absolutely. And these 4 points that are on the line this week are absolutely pivotal, because let's say one team wins, then you're up 3-1 in the season standings.
Exactly.
It could help with tie breaks later down the road. So we look at the standings, then we look at the guy who's starting tonight for the Braves, and that is Nelson Berkowitz, getting his first start of the season, and he's been nothing short of spectacular his last few games.
My quarter 2 reliever of the quarter. Now he's the starter today. I talked to him a little bit. Are you uncomfortable in a starting role? Like, is there any worries about going out there and starting? He said, no, I'm not worried. I've started in summer ball. I've started in fall ball. You've seen the way I've been pitching recently. I am comfortable, and I will take you down this road with Nelson Berkowitz. His last 3 appearances. On the 6th against Hyannis, 4 innings pitched, 0 runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, trio of strikeouts. On the 30th of June, here in Falmouth, 3 1/3 pitched, no runs, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts. 5 days before that against Hyannis at home, 3 innings, 0 hits, 0 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. He has been nails. We will expect him to continue to be nails, and he's got Alan Espinal in the battery with him. Nothing but comfort and good feel out there as well.
Exactly, and you mentioned where Berkowitz came from, that being the bullpen. This is a well-rested Braves bullpen tonight. Ty Cummings only threw 11 pitches in the top of the 9th inning against Katuitt on Sunday night. He's available. Don't know if we'll see him, but he is available tonight. Nigel Belgrave, who closed out Saturday's heroic win over Hyannis, he's available, another big arm, and you just have a lot of options if you're Scott Landers to play with in your bullpen tonight. And I would expect at least 4 to 5 innings out of Berkowitz tonight. So you're going to have a lot of options to go with.
And not to mention Cameron Bai, who has been nothing but nails, hasn't allowed a run of his own to cross. All the runs that he has let by, no pun intended, for Cameron Bai,
really? Was
are
there really
unearned.
no pun intended there?
No, it just kind of came out. None of those have been earned. Justin Willis, the closer, he's available. Will Sandy, normally a starter with the lefty arm, he can come out of the pen as well. Lots of options. And then Reese Sharp as well. Plenty of options for Scott Landers, Brad Cook, and this entire coaching staff.
Yeah, really interesting to see who's up and who is not playing in the lineup tonight. Matt Shaw getting his first day off, really, of this entire season. And you see Mac Horvath, the new player for the Braves from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, sliding in the 2 spot as the designated hitter tonight.
Got to talk to Mac a little bit on the bus ride
How's it
back
like to have
from
a fellow?
Fenway.
How's it like to have a fellow Mac?
It was
here?
great. I mean, just introducing myself was actually pretty entertaining because he sits down in the seat next to me on the bus. And I'm like, "You're Mac, right?" He's like, "Yep, what's your name?" "My name is also Mac. Nice to meet you." It was pretty entertaining, and that's not a common name as well.
Yeah.
So we bonded over that as well.
Absolutely. Cool. So when you look at this lineup tonight, what do you see and what do you expect on a night where the wind is blowing out, as a hotter, more humid night, the ball might be flying out of the ballpark?
Absolutely, and I mean, we've seen it to right field as well. This is going to play in very well with the left-handed hitters. Evan Slight, he is just on an absolute tear, a 1,500 OPS over the last week and a half.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. I would say that is about as good as it gets, a 345 average. Hits it out of the yard, gets the drive going with the wind today. Expect to see a lot from him.
Braves and Commodores coming up soon, but we were also able to lucky enough to chat with Scott Landers yesterday at Fenway Park. Here's what he had to say about the day's festivities up in Boston. So I talked to some of the guys, Coach, and they said today is a little different than a normal game day. What goes into a day like today on your end?
I just sit back and relax on a day like today. Just take it in, enjoy it, let the guys, for a lot of them, it's the first time at Fenway, and just let them get an experience and be good with it.
Do you have any personal experiences here at Fenway that are memorable that come to mind when you come back here?
I grew up in New York, so I was a Met fan, but I've been on the field. It's always enjoyable. It's good to come back here and just be on a field like this. So, I mean, that's what I'm going to take away. And honestly, I just try to get my little guy on here and have some fun with him.
How much do you think a player's mentality changes today versus a normal game day?
I think they're in shock at the start, and just, in awe. But after that, it's just business as usual and try to have fun with it.
What do you hope the players get out of today?
An experience, a good experience at, hopefully someday they'll be here playing on their own.
What's your best advice to the players on a day like today?
Not be nervous, just go play hard and do what you do every day.
You got the glove in your left hand. Have you had a chance to play catch with your son?
Not yet. I gotta keep him in the background or he's gonna get thrown out of here.
43 of the Braves' 44 regular season games this summer will take place on the Cape, but for the first time ever on July 25th, Polar Park, home of the Worcester Red Sox, will host a Cape Cod League game when the Bravos take on the Wareham Gatemen at 6:45. Gates open at 5:45, and admission is $10 to watch the Braves take on a West Division rival on an even greater stage.
The Braves are the reigning champs of the Cape Cod League West Division, but the West in 2022 is loaded again and as wild as ever. With 6 games against Hyannis, Wareham, Falmouth, and West Division runner-up Katuitt, it's a packed slate against division foes thirsty for revenge. To check out where and when the division matchups go down, head to our website, bornbraves.org, and check out the Bravos' full schedule.
After COVID-19 canceled the 2020 season and shortened 2021, this year will be the first since 2019 with a full 44-game schedule and an 8-team playoff. That means you can catch the Braves squaring off with each team in the West 6 times and each team in the East 4 times. It's a jam-packed slate for the Braves in 2022, and you can check out the squad's complete schedule on our website, bornbraves.org.
The Bourne Braves will be holding youth clinics this summer. They're for boys and girls ages 5 to 12, plus we'll offer 1 week of clinics for ages 12 to 15. For more information, visit the 50/50 table near the concession stand or visit our website at bornbraves.org.
Win or lose, there's always a Brave that sticks out on the field. Head over to our YouTube channel by searching the Bourne Braves or head to @BourneBraves on Twitter and catch the post-game interview every night with a player of the game on game night with me, Ethan Frank. And as always, you have a say on who gets to chat with me. Tweet at us @BourneBraves and use the hashtag Player of the Game to submit your pick for the POG.
The stars of the Bourne Braves can't perform well with an empty stomach, and neither can the best fans in the Cape Cod League. Hungry at Doran Park? Visit our concession stand down the third baseline, serving your favorite ballpark classics, including hot dogs, hamburgers, popcorn, cold drinks, and more. The concession stand at Doran Park is the place to go, because the only thing better than watching the Braves live is watching the Braves live with a hot dog in your hand.
Missed the biggest part of the game? Don't worry, the Bravos have you covered. Catch the call of the game on the Braves Twitter @BourneBraves to hear the night's biggest moment. From big-time strikeouts to crazy web gems, game-winning home runs, and more, whether you hear it for the first time or you just want to relive the magic, the call of the game will bring back the best moment from the night that was.
Free! It's a word you don't hear often, but it's the only word in the Cape Cod League. Every single game on the Cape is free, which means you can bring the entire family, extended family, and the extended family for no charge at Doran Park or to any other game on the Cape. Catch the best collegiate summer league in the nation for absolutely no charge all summer long.
Cape Cod League Baseball is back on the New England Sports Network in 2022. Nesson will feature 5 Cape League games on its airwaves this season, the first of which comes on June 30th when the Braves take on the Falmouth Commodores, and then the Nesson crew comes to Doran Park on July 21st when the Braves host the Wareham Gatemen. All Cape League games on Nesson start at 7, and the station will also feature the league's All-Star Game. It's the best summer baseball in the nation, and it's live on the same station as the Boston Red Sox all summer long.
Cape Cod Baseball League is live. This is Bourne Braves Baseball.
For the third time this season, it's the Braves and the Falmouth Commodores at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth. It's game number 27 of the regular year for the Bravos in 2022, and here is Coach Scott Lander's game number 27.
This is right pitcher from Campbell University, and this is Bourne Braves Baseball.
Is the DH tonight. He hits second. Chris Brito at first, hits third. Evan Slight, the reigning player of the week in the Cape League, cleans things up. Wyatt Hensel, the third baseman, hits fifth. Carson Jones, the big right fielder, hits sixth. John Peck, the shortstop, hits seventh. Carson Rockefort in center field hits eighth. And Alan Espinal, the catcher, rounds out the starting nine tonight, going up against the Alabama lefty, Grayson Hitt.
And he's having a decent summer so far. 5 outings, 4 starts in total. Has gone 16 2/3 of innings work. Has struck out 21 batters to just 8 walks in that span. Opponents hitting .242, hoisting an ERA of 3.78. It's going to be mostly a fastball slider mix for him. Mixes in a changeup as well. That slider used 29% of the time so far this summer. Has a whiff rate of 50%. So something that the Braves will have to keep an eye on and get to face another left-handed starter here from the Commodores.
Here is the defense behind Hitt tonight. Left to right across the outfield, Luke Boyers, Andrew Pickney, Drew Brutcher. Anthony McKenzie is the third baseman. Alex Mooney at shortstop. Kobe Halter at second. Peyton Stovall is at first base. And Josiah Cromwick is the catcher tonight for Grayson Hitt. Hitt will be greeted right away by his college teammate Bryce Eblin, and we talked about how good Evan Slight was, but you can't say enough about what Bryce Eblin did in this past week.
Absolutely. In fact, him and Eblin, I should say Eblin and Slight, are tied for the league lead in hits over the last week with 8, both of them matching each other's lines exactly, and he has been so productive at the top of this lineup. We mentioned even in that big game against Hyannis on Saturday, reached base 6 times after being retired in his first at-bat. The average up now to 236, which of course, generally speaking, is not where you want to be, but after starting the year hovering around 120, a major jump for him, and such a key piece at the top of this lineup.
He has been really solid, a guy who's gotten on base 9 of his last 12 plate appearances. He stretches things out, and now he walks towards home plate. He'll be greeted with his college teammate going lefty on lefty against Hitt, and you mentioned Hitt's numbers, a guy who was the Sunday starter for the Crimson Tide this season. Third straight game, the Braves are in their navy blue uniforms with the gray bottoms and the navy blue socks, as they have all gotten on the same page. Falmouth in their home whites, white bottoms, white top, the black hats with the maroon F. Hitt is ready. Eblin is ready. The first pitch is across for a strike at 90 miles an hour, and we're underway right on time at 6 o'clock here from Gov Fuller Field.
And for Hitt, that fastball averaged at around 91 miles an hour this year at Alabama, topped out at 96.
His 0-1. This one gets up to 92. It's on the corner for strike 2. We talked about the Braves figuring out their sock dilemma. Falmouth is going through a little bit of an identity crisis when it comes to socks tonight. The Commodores wearing 3 different socks. The 0-2, chopped to short, a chance for Mooney right away. He fields and throws across the diamond for the first out here in this ball game. So Mooney, the shortstop, is wearing their Evo Shield fake stirrups that are like maroon with the maroon stripe down the side, but the white stock sock, but it's all one sock. The pitcher in Hitt is wearing the real stirrups with the maroon and then the white cleans underneath. And then Pigney and Boyers in the outfield are both wearing straight maroon socks. So they're all over the map as the pitcher Hitt delivers a first pitch fastball to Mac Horvath, the new Brave here from North Carolina, the 0-1. In the dirt for ball 1.
And Horvath, another impressive addition to this offense. After seeing Carson Jones join late last week, he's been fantastic in his short sample size so far. It just gets better and better for Scott Landers and allows him to give your best player, Matt Shaw, a day off.
Horvath, the guy who nearly was a 2020 guy for UNC, the 1-1, is upstairs for ball 2. 18 home runs and 19 for 22 stealing bases. Going to be a ripe addition in a Scott Landers lineup, as in his first game hitting out of the 2 spot. The 2-1 coming to him. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Beautiful night for baseball here at Gov Fuller Field. Not a cloud in the sky, and the wind is blowing out on a field that at times, at points, becomes what you would call a launching pad for home runs. The 2-2. Spoiled away. Last time the Braves and Commodores played here, though, it was anything but a launching pad. A 1-0 Braves win on one singular swing of the bat, a Matt Shaw solo home run in the 6th inning.
Absolutely, and the pitching was the story. Nelson Berkwich, who's starting on the mound tonight for these Braves, came in relief and was very good.
2-2 to Horvath is slapped foul as he fights off a tough pitch up and in rolls it in front of the Falmouth dugout first base side.
And Drew Summers was the main story. Started that game, went 5 innings, allowed just 1 hit, struck out 9 batters, and as we speak, he's warming up down the right field line. Not sure if that's just him getting his weekly bullpen session in.
2-2 to Horvath is a swing and a miss. It is in his Braves debut. He goes down, waving in a pitch on the outside corner of fastball as 2 are gone here in the first.
But if Drundy wants to go with Hitt as the opener and then bring back in Summers, who dominated, that's a possibility. He last pitched on July 7th, just 5 days ago, so he is lined to go deep if they need him to. An interesting outlook. For Hitt, though, I mean, his last outing was his first in relief, just went 1 inning, but has been able to provide length for them as well, going 3-4 innings in his first couple of starts as well. So we'll see as this game develops.
His first pitch to Chris Brito. In there for a strike. It'd be a nightmare situation to see Summers again, so Braves fans are crossing their fingers, hoping it's just a bullpen. The 0-1. Breaking ball hammered through the left side of the infield, a base hit. Brito got every stitch of that one, and he'll be on as the Braves get a base runner in the first inning.
And that was a rocket right there. Brito, fresh after launching a couple balls over the monster at Fenway Day yesterday, comes in here and pulls a rocket through the left side of the infield. As he looks to continue to heat up right here, he's been swinging it much better as of late.
So that gives way to his Rutgers teammate, Evan Slight, who is hotter than the sun right now. A guy who's the reigning Cape League Player of the Week, 11 for 19 over the past 7 days. A home run, 3 doubles, 4 RBIs. Watch the first pitch fastball curl across the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Scoreless here, top of the first, between the Braves and the Commodores for the 3rd time this year. Slight taps this one off the end of the bat in his shallow center field. Mooney, the shortstop, going out, and he makes the right-handed catch by the bill of his cap to retire the side here in the first. So the Bravos get a base runner with 2 gone, but leave Chris Brito there, and we're headed to the home half of inning number 1. Scoreless on the Born Braves Radio Network.
Feeling lucky? Head over to the 50-50 table at Doran Park and play everyone's favorite ballpark game of chance. A different list of prizes are available every home game, and of course, half the pot is always up for grabs. Take it from me, my family played the 50-50 last season and won a gift certificate to a local ice cream shop, and I can tell you firsthand it was delicious. Check out the list of prizes over at the 50-50 table next to the concession stand and play the 50-50 leg, because I'm sure there's a prize for you.
For the first time since 2019, the Cape Cod League All-Star Game is back. On Saturday, July 23rd at 6:45, the best players on Cape will come together in Wareham and duke it out in an East Division versus West Division clash. In 2021, the Braves had a league-leading 9 All-Stars, but they weren't able to shine in the mid-season showcase. But now the game is back, and it will include your favorite Braves stars, as well as the best talent from around the Cape.
Braves get a 2-out base hit, but leave Chris Brito stranded at first base as we go to the home half of the first inning, scoreless here at Gov Fuller Field. Braves and Commodores going at it, so here is Coach Trundy's starting lineup tonight. Alex Mooney, the shortstop, who we saw make 2 plays in the top of the first, leads us off. Colby Halter, the second baseman, hits second. Peyton Stovall at first base hits third. Jacob Walsh, who did big-time damage against the Braves when these two teams met last weekend at Doran Park, he cleans us up. Andrew Pinckney, the center fielder, hits 5th. Drew Brutcher, the right fielder, hits 6th. Josiah Cromwick, the catcher, hits 7th. Anthony McKenzie, the third baseman, hits 8th. And Luke Boyers, the left fielder, hits 9th, going up against the lefty for the Bravos, who was sharp against this Falmouth team a couple weeks back in Nelson Berkwich.
And he's been sharp this entire summer. This will be his 5th outing, first start, 1.45 ERA. And ever since he allowed 2 runs in his first outing against YD on June 21st, 11 1/3 of consecutive scoreless innings since.
Out of the wind, his first pitch is hit off the end of the bat in his shallow center field. Here comes Rocketfort, and he makes the bell tie catch for 1 pitch, 1 out, gone here in the home half of the first.
And for Berkwich, it'll be a fastball, slider, curveball mix. Mixes in a couple of changeups as well, just about 3% of the time. A lot of ground balls, 54% rate. That heater ranges from 90 to 94 miles an hour. The slider usually sitting around 77.
Coming off a 4-inning appearance against Hyannis, where he only allowed 1 hit. That was in the 1-1 tie early last week. But tonight, making his first start in the calendar year of 2022.
Absolutely. He has started 4 games last year in the NECBL, but has not started a game in school ball for Vanderbilt just yet.
His first pitch to Halter misses down and in on a fastball at 89 miles an hour.
And that was for the Newport Goals, where he hoisted a 3.26 ERA in the NECBL. So he's got a little bit of experience, but again, has mostly been pitching out of relief.
His one to Halter is a slider that curls across home plate for strike 1. Halter, one of 3 guys in this Falmouth lineup who is seeing the ball really well right now, 6 for his last 19, but takes a rip and a miss at a fastball up at the letters for strike 2. During that stretch, Halter has a pair of home runs, 6 RBIs, and a stolen base on his line. He wears those stirrups-type socks as he looks at a 1-2 pitch. Spoils it away off the end of the bat right in front of us as we're nestled on the third base side, tucked between the dugout and the press box.
Berkwich is going to try and lull you to sleep with that breaking ball, getting that slider at 77 compared to that fastball that averages out around 92. Able to get a lot of swings and misses with it.
The 1-2, swinging a line drive, but right at the left fielder's slate, he's coming on, and he makes the numbers high catch for the second out in this inning. 2 balls hit on a line, but 2 outs here for Nelson Berkwich.
And that one hit much harder than the one that Mooney flew out to center on right there. Got a pitch on the outside corner, sat back and drove it out the other way. But Evan Slight, thankfully for Berkwich, was right there to put it in his pocket.
So here is Peyton Stovall, and this is a really interesting aspect of Falmouth's lineup tonight. Stovall and Jones both hit left-handed. Stovall and Walsh, I should say, who waits on deck. 2 guys facing Berkwich lefty on left. As the first pitch is roped up the middle, and I eat my words here because the stat I was going to say has just been erased on the single hit up the middle by Peyton Stovall. But coming into tonight, Stovall and Walsh, the 3 and 4 batters in this Falmouth order, a combined 0 for 35 against left-handed pitching in the Cape this summer. But Peyton Stovall not waiting around and rips a first pitch fastball up the box, so he'll be on with 2 outs in this inning.
And Stovall's sample size was a little bit smaller because he arrived a couple weeks ago, but Walsh coming to the plate right here has been here the entire year, 0 for 25 against left-handers, so we'll see if that continues tonight. Speaking about his struggles.
He bats in the back of the left-handed batter's box. First pitch. Swinging a pop foul over the Braves dugout on the third base side. Walsh, last time these two teams met, exploded for a 3-hit night, 2 RBIs and a long home run in that game. His first and only 3-hit game of the Cape campaign. The 0-1 coming from Berkwich. Slider that gets to the top of the zone for strike 2. Berkwich working with some tempo. Gets a sign he likes, sets at the belt. His 0-2. Hit hard through the right side of the infield, almost hitting Stovall, but he waits and watches it cross in front of his face as he moves up to second, and 2 hard-hit singles back-to-back as Berkwich has given up 4 pretty hard-hit balls in this inning.
And both Stovall and Walsh were due against the southpaw, and they pick up those base hits, and that one was stung, a top-spinning line drive right in between Brito, the first baseman, and the second baseman at Eblin. No chance for either of them to get it. That's a tough break for Berkwich. Got ahead quickly with no balls and 2 strikes, left the pitch over the heart of the plate, and Walsh took full advantage of it.
And now he has to face the red-hot Andrew Pinckney with 2 outs and 2 on. Pinckney, a guy who is seeing the ball really well right now. First pitch. Upstairs at a fastball at 89 miles an hour for ball 1. Pinckney in this past week, 8 for 20, a triple, 3 homers, 9 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. Going through a really good streak and looking to do damage as the Doors have 2 on and 2 out, scoreless game, bottom 1. And now, their hottest hitter has a 2-0 count.
And Berkwich missing underneath both of those last pitches, missing up and out of the zone. So you have to battle back right here. He's shown some confidence with that slider, throwing it for a strike. But you have to be careful, especially with the righty and Pinckney at the plate.
Falmouth looking to draw first blood. The 2-0 pitch coming with 2 out and 2 on. Jess gets the inside part of the plate on a fastball for strike 1. Really good pitcher's pitch there from Berkwich. Braves stranded a base hit in the top half of the first inning. Falmouth looking to drive in a run with 2 out and 2 on in the home half of the first. The 2-1. Hit hard in the left center field, but going back is Rockefort. He's got a beat on it and makes a leaping catch in front of the warning track to retire Pinckney and the side. It was a gritty, not pretty inning for Nelson Berkwich, but he gets out of the jam as Carson Rockefort helps him out defensively. And we're going to the second, still scoreless on the Bourne Braves Radio Network.
Can first pitch not come soon enough? Well, don't worry. Before the Bravos has you covered. Starting 15 minutes before first pitch at home or on the road, Before the Bravos has the pregame insight and analysis you need to get game ready. From exclusive interviews, a first look at the opposition, lineup breakdowns, and so much more, Before the Bravos is the best place to start your evening of baseball. Before the Bravos, 15 minutes before first pitch, every game day, live on the Bourne Braves YouTube stream.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile believes that when small towns thrive, America thrives. That's why they are investing billions to bring fast, reliable, and affordable wireless service beyond the big cities to small towns across America. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit T-Mobile.com/acrossamerica to find out more.
Live baseball every night. It's another summer on Cape Cod.
Scoreless as we begin the top half of the second inning at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth with Max Tanzer. I'm Calvin Cristoforo. Nelson Berkwich induced 4 or 5 very hard-hit balls in the bottom half of the first inning. Gave up 2 hits, but a diving, instead jumping catch by Carson Rockefort in right center field ended the frame as Berkwich was able to escape danger.
And really the first time we've seen hitters string around some hard contact off of him consistently. Again, he's given up a couple of hard hit balls so far this year, but we saw 4 in a row. Mooney capped his first one as he flew out to shallow center in the first plate appearance of the inning, but then the fly out to left and 2 singles and fly out to center were both stung.
Wyatt Hensler, the Braves batter, watches the first pitch fastball miss outside for ball 1. Braves got a hit in their half of the first inning, a 2-out single by Chris Brito, but he didn't move from first base. Second pitch to Hensler's a curveball that drops over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Hensler, Jones, and Peck, the third baseman, the right fielder, and shortstop, set to hit against Grayson Hitt here in the second, the 1-1. On the ground to third, but through the hole, past the glove of McKenzie and into left field. Another hit through that 6-hole, and the Braves have a runner on here to start the second.
That ball had eyes on it, cut the difference between the third baseman and McKenzie and the shortstop and Mooney. And Hensler starting to slowly get back into things now, 3 for his last 10. Picked up an RBI back in his last start on Saturday as well. Good start here for the Braves. The leadoff runner on for the first time this evening.
So Hensler's over there for big Carson Jones, who has exploded onto the scene since the Braves picked him up last week. 4 for his first 11 with a towering home run and 5 runs driven in. He'll go lefty on left against Hitt. Working from the stretch, his first pitch. Slapped, but right at the shortstop. Mooney makes a jumping catch. His return throw to first skips out of the glove of Stovall as the Braves get some of their own medicine there as a ball smashed, but right at someone, gets Falmouth their first out of this inning.
The good news is the Braves, compared to the last time they were here at Gov Fuller Field, were struggling to even put the ball in play against Summers. Right now they put the ball in play every time except once, and it's been stung. That a laser right at the shortstop and Mooney. The good news was the back throw over to first base hit Hensler on the backside as he was diving in. Likely would have gotten back in safely either way.
So 1 out and 1 on. Here's John Peck. First pitch fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. Mooney had a chance to double up Hensler over there at first, but his throw was just a hair late, and the first baseman Stovall couldn't control it as the Braves' third baseman got back in safely. Here's the 1-0 to Peck. Curveball broke too late, missed upstairs. Now a really good count here for the Bravos shortstop to do damage, ahead 2-0.
He's been swinging it well over the last couple of nights despite the 0 for yesterday. So a guy looking to continue to keep his right ways going.
The 2-0. Inside, it is 3-0. Peck 5 for his last 15, including that 5 RBI inning, part of the 11-run ninth Saturday night in Hyannis. 3-0 pitch coming. In the dirt, it misses down low. It's a 4-pitch walk, and the Braves have 2 runners on in a scoreless game in the top of the second inning.
It seems like Hitt was trying to locate that breaking ball. On the 2-0 take by Peck right there, a really good one. After Hitt just missed one at the top of the zone, he tried to pair one down at the front kneecap of Peck to get him to chase, and he spit on it, which set up the 3-0 count, then took a fastball just a little bit down low for ball 4, and a really good spot now here for Carson Roccaforte.
So Roccaforte bats with 2 on and 1 gone here in a scoreless game in the top of the second inning. Hit from the belt, kicks and fires. Slider that clips the corner for strike 1. Roccaforte leading the charge in a part of the Braves order at the bottom, which struggled early in the year but has really come around. Roccaforte 5 for his last 18 through a 4-game hitting streak. The 0-1. Wave and a miss as he took an excuse me hack at it. Didn't even come close on that slider. And the count goes to 0-2.
And we said that slider and curveball combo has a 50% whiff rate this summer so far, and a really awkward swing by Roccaforte as he was well in front right there.
Hit hunting his second strikeout of the night, and he thought he might have had it there, but his fastball at 92 miles an hour missed just a lace off the outside part of the plate as the count has gone to 1-2.
Some really good takes so far from the Braves here early on in the first inning plus.
Hits 1-2. Ball tomahawked into center field, but shallow. Pinckney, the center fielder, coming in, calls off the shortstop Mooney and makes the 2-handed catch right in front of his red sunglasses for the second out of the inning.
And that was a pitch up and out of the zone, a heater right there that he tried to get on top of right there, but skied it up towards the light poles to straightaway center field. So now a good opportunity for Alan Espinal to get something going. He picked up a hit back a couple evenings ago at Hyannis. Now 2 for 27 on the young season. Looked at him, watched him during batting practice today. Was driving some balls with some authority out towards the right center field alley. Wide open gap right there right now.
The wind is blowing in that direction. Here's the first pitch. Really good rip by Espinal. Slap back to the screen for strike 1. Not a cloud in the sky, but the wind is definitely whipping here at Gov Fuller Field. To Braves power alleys out in right center. Espinal in a big spot. 2 out, 2 on. Scoreless game, top of the second. Trying to at least turn the lineup over for Bryce Eblin, who waits on deck. Here's the 0-1. Curveball too high, up and away for ball 1.
And that's a couple times now Witt has tried to drop that curveball at the top of the zone right there, whether it be intentionally or not, and has hit it a couple of times, but we've seen him miss as well, which has set up some hitters' counts for these Braves hitters.
Hit from the belts, 1-1. Across the plate, that's a really good breaking pitch. He's not only used the slider, but now the curveball to climb ahead to Braves batters so far tonight. It's gone to 1-2 on the Bravos catcher. Espinal bats with his blue socks high. The Braves have matched their sock combinations here in Falmouth tonight. The 1-2. Hit off the end of the bat softly into right field, over the jump of Halter, the second baseman. Hensler's chugging for home. It's going to be a tough play. He scores standing up, and the Braves have the lead here in the second on an RBI single by Alan Espinal. Just his second run driven into the year.
And what tremendous two-strike hitting that was right there. A pitch running away from him with the lefty and hit on the mound. Some arm side run, just stuck the end of the bat out there and hit a soft slicer over the head of the second baseman Halter. And with 2 outs, Hensler was going on contact, was able to score with ease. And again, we mentioned it, just taking it the other way, driving it into that right center field gap for the RBI.
So that has to feel good for Alan Espinal, who came into tonight's game at 2 for 27. Didn't get a ton of that one, but just enough to give the Bravos the 1-0 lead here in the top half of inning number 2. Now back to the top of the order. Here's Bryce Eblin. He watched the first pitch slider across home plate for strike 1.
And it feels like, Calvin, the bottom third of the lineup, and you alluded to it a little bit earlier, has been really effective, and I think that's one of the major reasons why we've seen so many more runs scored from the Braves, because it's setting things up for the top of the lineup.
Here is the top, Bryce Eblin, who bounced to short his first time up. Watch the first pitch fastball missed down and away. And Eblin is one of those success stories, a guy who for most of the year was at the bottom of the Braves order, but went through a streak over the past couple of games, actually still in that streak. 12 for 19 reaching base. Has moved himself up to the top of the Braves lineup. The 1-1. Swinging a line drive back into right field under the glove of a diving Stovall. Now it's Peck coming home to score. He'll trot in standing up. Eblin going for 2. He slides in with a feet first slide, and the Braves have extended a lead to 2 here in the second inning. 2-0 Bravos.
That one was again hit hard just out of the outstretched glove of Stovall, the first baseman. A little bit of a bobble in right field by the right fielder and Brutcher that allowed Eblin to advance all the way to second base. There was no question that Espinal would get into third. And here come the Braves again, jumping out to a 2-run lead and more opportunities coming up, particularly here for Mac Horvath.
So call it a base hit and an error on the right fielder Brutcher as it trickled under his glove, allowing Espinal to go to third and Eblin to go to second. So 2 ducks on the pond. Here's Mac Horvath. Looks at a first pitch fastball missed down and away for ball 1. What a spot here for Horvath in his Braves debut. Punched out swinging his first time up, but a guy who drove in 53 runs for UNC this season. The 1-0. 2-0.
And hit under pressure right now. Just had 13 pitches in the first inning. Now 22 strikes to just 10 balls, 32 pitches in total. Seen that fastball fade a little bit arm side as he's been put under pressure.
Big open stance from the right side, the 2-0. Slider that crosses the plate for a strike. That just got the top inside corner. A really good pitcher's pitch, 2-0, has made it 2-1. That's the number on the back of Mac Horvath in his Braves debut. The 2-1 pitch. Another off-speed pitch, and another strike. It's gone to 2-2.
And he continues to live at the top of the zone right there.
So 2s everywhere here. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 count. Top of inning number 2, the pitch. In the dirt, we've gone full. (3-2) pitch. Braves already with 2 runs home here in this inning. They lead it 2-0 in the top of the second, but have runners on second and third. The pitch to Horvath. On the outside corner, a slider through the back door. Caught him looking for strike 3. So hit avoids a ton of damage, but the Braves get 3 hits in the inning and have 2 runners cross home plate. We're through 1.5 here from Gov Fuller Field. 2-0 Bravos on the Bourne Braves Radio Network.
You know what Pete Alonso, Kevin Youkilis, and Lou Merloni all have in common? Go ahead, take a guess. Yeah, that's right. They're all former Bourne Braves. The list of famous Bravo alumni is lengthy and it's growing fast. Take 2021 Major League Baseball first overall pick Henry Davis, for example. He was on the Cape just 3 summers ago, back in 2019. So make sure you don't miss out on watching the future stars of tomorrow today. Admission to all games at Doran Park and around the Cape Cod League is free. For the full Braves schedule, head to the Bravos team website, bournebraves.org.
Did you know it takes $150,000 to field the Braves every summer? We are a non-profit, all-volunteer organization that relies solely on the donations of private citizens and local businesses. The Bourne Braves are a 501c organization, and all donations are tax deductible. You can donate today online at bournebraves.org.
This is Wyatt Hensler, infielder from Pennsylvania, and this is Bourne Baseball.
So the Braves offense stays hot through the off day, and the Bravos take a 2-0 lead on 2 runs on top of 3 hits in the top of the second inning. An offense averaging 10.2 runs over its past 3 games has given Nelson Berkwich a 2-0 advantage as he pitches in the home half of inning number 2.
And if he keeps pitching the way he has, 2 runs may be enough. Of course, the Braves will be looking for as many as they can. But Berkwich gave up some hard contact back in that first inning. 4 of the 5 balls put in play were stung and barreled up, so he's going to have to look to make some adjustments here in this next frame.
His first pitch to Drew Brutcher is hit on the ground right at the second baseman, Eblin, who makes the easy alligator scoop and throws to the first baseman, Brito, for the first out in a flash here in the home half of the second.
And that's the second consecutive inning where a Falmouth leadoff batter has swung at the first pitch right here. So I think they're avoiding trying to get behind in counts right now against Berkwich, a guy who struck out 15 batters through 12 1/3 of innings work so far this summer, and trying to avoid those 2-strike counts.
Here's Josiah Cromwick, the catcher, sliding in his first start against the Braves this season. First pitch fastball downstairs for ball 1. Cromwick hitting 185 this year for Falmouth, the 1-0. Across the plate, right at the belly, fastball down Broadway at 92 for strike 1. No extra base hits, 1 RBI, 9 Ks, the 1-1. Swinging a tapper off the wrist of the catcher of Espinal. Foul tipped right into his kitchen, and he's going to walk it off. As the home plate umpire, Mike Hinojosa, has to walk the ball out to the mound and make the toss to Nelson Berkwich. As Espinal is still shaking off, looks like he's going to stay in the game, one of the perks of being a catcher.
Absolutely, and it's never fun right there. Getting hit in the wrist area, maybe caught him in the thigh area as well. That was what he was rubbing just a couple of moments ago. Never fun because that part is the only part exposed with no equipment.
He shakes it off in the 1-2 to Cromwick. Is hit back to second. Eblin this time has to move to his right, but makes the play over to Brito at first, and 2 are gone. Quickly on the ground here in the second inning.
And that's a really good bounce back right there from Berkwich, because even that ball hit off the bat of Brutcher to open up the inning was stung just right at the second baseman, Eblin. This was a fastball running away off the plate, and Cromwick went after it, of course, with 2 strikes, and just tapped it softly to Eblin's left for an easy out number 2.
So after all 3 outs in the first were in the air, Berkwich comes back in the second and induces 2 ground balls, both to his second baseman. 2 are gone. Here's Anthony McKenzie, who watched the first pitch fastball miss down low for ball 1.
And just over half the balls put in play against Berkwich this summer have been on the ground, so a little bit of an uncharacteristic first inning for him.
The 1-0. In there, a strike. And McKenzie didn't even look ready for that one as he picked his bat up and put it on his shoulder, walking out of the batter's box as that one crosses home plate.
I think he wanted time right there and didn't get it.
Berkwich will take it. He's quickly on the mound again. Is 1-1. Grounded to short. Peck fields at his belt, makes the throw, and a really good stretch by Brito. Beats McKenzie by 2 steps to retire the side here in the second. So a couple of really good innings from Nelson Berkwich, a 1-2-3 frame in a hurry. A couple of worm burners sets Falmouth down in order, and we're headed to the third. Braves lead it 2-0 on the Bourne Braves Radio Network.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve. That's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military, veterans, and first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
For the first time since 2019, the full Cape Cod League playoff slate is back. Last season, just 2 teams from the East and West Division respectively played in the shortened playoff format, but this year there will be a full 8-team slate. 4 teams from the East and West will get a shot at the title. The Braves have missed the postseason just once since 2007 and look to make another run back to the title game in 2022, a series they lost a season ago. It's the Cape Cod League playoffs and they're back in full swing for the first time in 3 years.
The Bourne Braves are out on the road. Let's get back to the action on the Bourne Braves Radio Network.
After a combined 25 runs over their last 2 games offensively, the Bourne Braves looking to stay hot with the bats, and they've done so far, leading 2-0 as we enter the top half of the 3rd inning. Max Tanzer joined alongside Calvin Cristoforo. And Calvin, pretty breezy first inning for Grayson hit, but then got into a ton of trouble in that second.
Is that a pun? Or was that, if so, that was pretty darn good because the wind is whipping here at Gov Fuller Field. But you're right, 3 balls put in play by the Braves. 1 off the end of the bat by Espinal got the job done. The Braves put 2 runners across home plate.
First pitch to Chris Brito is a fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Brito was the only man in the first inning to pick up a base hit, a hard single to left. As this one is chopped, third base side, playing on the long hop as McKenzie will step across and throw to first base. In time to retire Brito by a step. 1 away. So both offenses have been pretty aggressive so far against these opposing pitchers.
And we've talked about how good the Braves' offense has been. 10.2 runs per game over their last 4 contests. But the pitching has allowed 6.5 runs per game, which is really uncharacteristic for this Braves staff, who has an ERA in the mid-3s this year. So hopefully Nelson Berkowitz steers the ship, and the Braves can take that 2-run lead as long as they want.
First pitch to Evan Slight is a fastball pinpointed at the knees, outside edge of the plate. 0-1 the count. And contrasting that, this Falmouth pitching staff over the last week has been nails. As the 0-1 is taken down low, count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. An ERA of 1.97 from active players in that span. Opponents hitting just 217 and slugging 217 as well, so they have not given up an extra base hit over the last week. As the 1-1 is grounded right up the box to his left to field. It is Mooney, picks it up, throws over to first base. That'll retire Slight. 2 up, 2 down.
Hit a big-time ground ball pitcher here as well. A couple of outs, both in this inning. 1 in the first have been hit on the ground. And then all the Braves hits, if you take away the line out from Espinal that was just out of the reach of the second baseman Halter, all 3 of their hits in that second inning were all hit through holes on the ground.
And Hit himself has limited balls in play to 40%, a 47% rate on the ground. So doesn't do some over-the-top swings. The first pitch to Wyatt Hensler is taken down and away for ball 1. Hensler singled to open up that lengthy second inning where the Braves would send up 7 batters to the plate. Hit working quickly. His 1-0 is a big swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Hensler out in front. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hensler found a vacant 6 hole his last time up, just sneaking it through the gap between McKenzie, the third baseman, and Mooney, the shortstop. The 1-1 is on its way. Fastball just misses, bit outside, about chest height. Count moves to 2-1. Hit working at an incredibly rapid pace so far. Already set on the rubber as he turns, kicks, and fires. Next pitch is a breaking ball down and in. Count moves into the advantage of Hensler at 3 balls and 1 strike.
I don't know if it's the pinch clock that was put into college ball or the, just constant mindset of pitching fast, but I feel like everywhere we go, everyone throws fast.
3-1 is tapped fouled on the third base side. Count will run full at 3-2. And it works. I mean, it speeds up these hitters, especially for Burke, which we were talking about, not necessarily going to overpower you with that fastball, but you can increase that pace and try to catch some hitters off guard with that heater, especially with a lot of guys living at the top of the zone these days. Pitch is up and away for ball 4, so Hensler will take the walk. That breaks the stretch of 3 consecutive batters retired by hit. Another base runner for the Braves. They've had at least 1 in each of the first 3 innings tonight, as that brings up Carson Jones to the plate. And when we were at Fenway Park yesterday for the workout day, there were some pretty impressive BP rounds. Chris Brito, Wyatt Hensler, but Carson Jones, a lefty, was putting on a fireworks show. Remember, it's very deep to straightaway right field at Fenway Park, and he was clearing that bullpen in straightaway right with ease. We saw him, of course, hit a skyscraping blast last Saturday against Hyannis. It's the first pitch to breaking ball taken upstairs for ball 1. Would have loved to see some of the exit velos on that one. I'm sure he was impressing several of the scouts in attendance yesterday.
He's deceptively huge. That's what I like to say about Jones.
1-0 pitch. Breaking ball tapped in front of the plate. Pitcher and hit will pick it up. Twists and turns to first base. The throw is wide. Glances off the glove of Stovall. Everybody's safe. Is safe at first base is Jones. First and second now with 2 down.
Interesting to see how they rule this one, because I think the pitcher thought he had a lot more time than he really did. I think they're going to give it a hit, because it was hit pretty softly back to the pitcher. And he kind of nonchalantly walked over there, and he didn't know the speed from Carson Jones, who can really, really run. He was chugging out of the box, and by the time he picked up and turned the first, he was like, he's really close to the bag. I got to throw this, and his throw was offline. That's why they give Jones a base hit, the Braves' 5th of the day.
Jones has now picked up a hit in each of his first 4 games as a Brave this year. First pitch to Peck is skied, fouled on the first base side. Count will jump to no balls and 1 strike. So after 2 consecutive ground balls induced for outs by hit very quickly, we've seen a walk to Hensler and now a single to Jones, and the Braves continue to threat here, who have been fantastic with runners in scoring position. We're 6 for 13 on Sunday against Katuitt. Already a couple hits in those spots tonight. 0-1 is lined hard down the first base side, will slice foul. Count moves to 0-2. Peck a little bit late on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right there.
You talk about impressive BP rounds. We're still waiting for John Peck to go yard, but his batting practice at Fenway just continued to put an exclamation point on what we've been saying all season. This guy can hit tanks. He was putting a couple up in Big Green last night.
Hit from the stretch, he fires. The 0-2 is a breaking ball that drops right over the heart of the plate for strike 3. That will retire the side. Hit bounces back after retiring the first 2 batters he faces. Strands runners on first and second here with 2 away in the top of the 3rd. We're heading to the bottom of the 3rd. 2-0 Braves your score. But before that, let's head down to our sideline reporter, Ethan Frank, for the first time tonight. Ethan?
Thank you, Max. Nelson Berkwich coming back onto the mound for his 3rd inning of work in his first start this season. So with Berkwich making that first start, I really wanted to dive in on what the different preparation and different aspects of being a starter versus either a short reliever or a long reliever are like, because Berkwich has been someone who has come out of the pen multiple times so far this season and delivered long, scoreless outings. So I was talking to Reese Sharp in the dugout, and he was really saying how when you're a starter, you really have all day to prepare for what you're about to do, and that really helps you get in the right mindset to go out and pitch. And it's more of a marathon, not a sprint, as opposed to when you come out of the bullpen. And especially when you're starting, you need to have all 3 of your pitches working, because when you get to that second or even that 3rd time through the batting order, you need those secondary pitches to be working to be able to fool batters who've already seen you a couple of times at the plate. So that's just a little bit about what goes into starting tonight versus what Berkwich has been doing in his first few outings of the season coming out of the pen.
And Berkwich looked stellar in his 2nd inning of work, was able to induce a 1-2-3 inning. All 3 outs on the ground, which I think when Berkwich is at his best, he is inducing ground balls. Of course, we mentioned the 54% ground ball rate, but soft contact, that's his biggest key. He's not going to overpower you with that fastball, despite the strikeout numbers being up this summer. But if he can keep that ball on the ground, he should be in good shape.
And he's pitching tonight in front of his grandmother, who was very happy to see us the other night when we were up on the deck at Doran Park. She got our attention, and she said, "I've been watching the games down in Florida." Well, we appreciate the viewership.
First pitch to Luke Boyers is a fastball up and away for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, and that's got to be a fun moment for any player here. Of course, family coming to see you after spending so much time away. As this next pitch is tapped on the 3rd base side and foul. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. She's giving us a big thumbs up. Love to see it. Love to see it. See if Nelson can twirl her a gem tonight. Is already on his way. 2 shutout innings to start things off here. Luke Boyers looking to break out. $133 to start the season as he grounds this one right back to Berkwich, who picks it up heel high, will shorten up and shovel over to first base in time for out number 1. And that ball was stung, but Berkwich, some quick reaction right there, got that glove down.
I'm very tempted to say he's got the reaction time of a you-knows-what.
We will keep that one for later. If he does it again, then he belongs in there, all right?
All right, we'll let it sit. But that time, really good reaction time by the pitcher, who went right down to that fielding position and got through up the runner in Boyers.
First pitch to Mooney is sliced fouled on the first base side. 0-1 the count, so Mooney continues to be aggressive. Swung at the first pitch and flew out to center back in the 1st inning. Swings at the first pitch here and fouls it off to the right side. Berkwich already ready to go. Standing in the sunshine, now creeps into the shadows. His next pitch is taken down low with a heater. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
And if you don't know what we're referencing when we're talking about reaction time, just Google animal with the fastest reaction time, and you know it. You're in on the inside joke.
1-1 is pounded into the ground to second. Evelyn charges, plays it up at his hip height, will throw in a run to first base. In time for out number 2. 6 in a row retired now by Berkwich. 5 of those balls, 6 balls put in play, have been on the ground, 3 of which to Bryce Evelyn, who's been very busy so far tonight.
Yeah, the guy's a vacuum regardless of where you play him on the infield. He was at third base in the game on Sunday, played a pretty sharp third base. It's just ridiculous what Coach Scott Landers has on his team when it comes to defensive infielders.
And I said it earlier, but now you have Mac Horvath joining the club as well, so plenty of options for the Braves managers. The first pitch on the way to Colby Halter is a breaking ball that misses outside for ball 1. Halter lying down to the left fielder and slight back in the first inning. Some of the rare hard contact we've seen against Berkwich so far. 1-0 is swung on its sky, deep out to right center field. Rockefeller trailing back towards the track, looking up. This one's up and out. It's gone. A home run for Colby Halter. The first run that Nelson Berkwich has allowed since his first outing all the way back on June 21st. That gets the Commodores on the board. They lead it 1-0.
Halter seeing the ball well. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Now 7 for his last 21, and that one was stung, aided by the wind, got just enough of it off of the top of the fence and out there in right center field. Rockefeller made a really good catch in the first inning and no shot to run that one down.
So 2-1 Braves your score now as that brings up Peyton Scoville to the plate. Berkwich looking to bounce back. The first pitch is a perfect spot, clips the outside corner. 0-1 the count.
Berkwich, who had retired 6 straight Commodores, was his first hit since the first inning.
Next pitch is sliced down the left field line out of play. Count quickly jumps to 0-2.
And Falmouth made it count. This is a Commodores team. We talked about it. A lot of lefties in this lineup, and they've really struggled against left-handed pitching.
That home run breaks what was 14 consecutive innings of scoreless baseball in a row by Berkwich. As his next pitch is a breaking ball taken down and away. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So he'll look to bounce back here. That's the first home run he's given up this summer as well.
And as they say in the biz, solo shots don't hurt you.
They do not.
He just has to limit the damage and get out of this inning, still in a 2-1 advantage.
Here's his 1-2. Breaking ball popped up third base side. Will fly out of play. Count stays at 1-2. For Halter, that's his 5th home run of the season. He has now driven in 11. Remember, Halter homered against Braves a couple weeks ago. The 1-2 is on its way. Swinging a tapper back to the mound. Leaping and grabbing it is Berkwich. He'll shorten up and shovel to the first baseman, Brito, as that will retire the side.
That's 2, you promised.
As quick as a star-faced mole, Nelson Berkwich gets out of the inning, as that'll do it for the 3rd. Top of the 4th coming up, 2-1. Braves your score.
Keep up to speed with the Braves when you're away from Doran Park by visiting our website at bornbraves.org, and be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Instagram and Facebook. You'll be kept up to date all year long with the Braves.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military and veterans. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
A night at the ballpark is one of the best ways to spend a summer evening with the family. With free admission to Doran Park and every field on the Cape, you can bring along the entire crew to experience a free night of fun at the park. Catch the best collegiate summer baseball league with the whole family all summer long, with tickets starting and ending at $0. To find the full Braves schedule, head over to our website, bornbraves.org.
It's time to go back to the ballpark. This is Born Braves Baseball.
Top half of the 4th inning, Braves lead it 2-1 here at Gov Fuller Field.
No, look ahead.
It's going to be Grayson Hitt coming out for his 4th inning of work tonight. Got into some trouble once again in the 3rd inning, but was able to retire John Peck via strikes to get out of a jam. Meanwhile, the Commodores striking back. Colby Halter left the yard, hitting a bomb just off the very top of the wall in straightaway center field that hopped over for his 5th home run of the season. So we got a ball game here in Falmouth, 2-1 Braves your score, 8-9-1 due up here against Grayson Hitt. Carson Rockefeller will start things off, popped out to the center fielder and Pinckney back in his first plate appearance as he takes down low and away for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes.
Quick look around the league. We'll get to around the Cape really quickly, but Tommy Troy, who hit 2 home runs against the Braves earlier this week.
1-0, Bender over the heart of the plate, count evens up.
Has done it again, another 2 home run today. That guy is really seeing the ball well.
My goodness. As the weather heats up, they continue to swing it. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Roccaforte again out in front of a breaking ball as he takes a 3/4 hack. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. That slider working really well against left-handers from hitting so far in this evening. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, pulled the string, swing and a miss. Roccaforte once again out in front. That's back-to-back punch-outs for a hit. He's now punched out 4 tonight. 1 away here in the 4th. So here's Alan Espinal, a really good piece of hitting during his last trip to the plate. Singled on a 2-strike fastball running away from him and poked it into right field for a base hit. It's the first pitch is breaking ball that misses up and away for ball 1. And that was a big play. Came with 2 strikes, came with 2 outs. The Braves were just looking for 1 run, but then set up a spot for Bryce Eblin, who would follow up with an RBI single as well. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a shot, driven deep out to left center field. Pinckney trailing back towards the track, looking up. This one is gone. Alan Espinal leaves the yard for the first time as a Brave, as it jumps their lead once again back to 2. It's 3-1 here in the top of the 4th inning.
Okay, SB, we see you. That ball was roped out to left center field, and if the Braves can start to get production out of the catcher position, how about the can of worms that opens up for what this Braves lineup can really do?
Absolutely. An RBI single for him the second, a homer here in the 4th. He's now driven in 2, has 4 runs batted in now on the year. And after entering today 2 for 27, that's gotta feel good for the Braves backstop. Here's Bryce Eblin, shows bunt, pulls back, takes upstairs for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes.
And that was just going to drill my point that I was about to make about how hit is a lot easier to see from right-handed hitters.
Here's the 1-0. Eblin shows bunt again. Bunts it off of his face as it rolls foul. Count will even up at 1-1. That one chopped right off the plate, got him right near the noggin, but it looks like he's all right.
The only hit the Braves have against hit by a left-handed batter tonight was Carson Jones's chopper back to the mound that he beat out for an infield single. The other 5 hits for the Braves have all been from right-handed bats.
And to your point, Jones, again, not hitting that ball hard, was sawed off and hit that slow chopper back to the mound. Eblin did hit the ball hard up his last time up, so the next pitch is taken upstairs. 2-1.
And I had a mistake on that. That was another hit by the Braves. Still, 66.6%.
Absolutely. Eblin looking for another piece of hard contact right here. The 2-1 is swung on and popped up left center field. Pinckney ranging towards his right into the gap, makes the catch. That will retire the side. Excuse me, make that 2 away. That'll bring up Matt Horvath to the plate. Horvath 0 for 2 tonight, is struck out twice. Swinging in the first, looking in the second inning. Eblin just got a pitch inside, tried to inside out it, but lofted into shallow left center. Horvath swinging from the right side against the lefty. First pitch is swung on and missed. 0-1.
Horvath still trying to get comfortable, just his 3rd at-bat in a Braves uniform. We talked all season early in the year about the adjustment period.
0-1 pitch, breaking ball taken down low. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
So while most of the Braves now in game 27 of the season have adjusted, and that's why they're seeing the ball so well, Horvath just in his first game needs some time to adjust to not only the wood, but the Cape.
1-1 swing and a miss. Got a fastball at the top of the zone, 90 miles an hour. Took a big rip at it. Count moves to 1-2. Wind still blowing out hard. A gusty evening here at Gov Fuller Field as the 1-2 is rolled over to third. Charging is McKenzie, picks it up on the run, sets his feet. The throw is a little bit wide towards the home plate side of the first base bag, but Peyton Stovall will apply the tag on Horvath before he touches the pillow, as that will retire the side. Running to the bottom half of the 4th inning, 3-1, Braves your score. Jumping on the board once again on the Alan Espinal solo shot.
Not being able to make it to Doran Park is no excuse to miss the Braves in action. You can watch every Bravos home game live on the Bourne Braves television network. From stellar pitching performances, dazzling defensive plays, and big-time power displays, you can catch it all from the comfort of your home. It's your favorite Cape League team live on your screen. Just head to the Bourne Braves YouTube and join the fun.
You can catch the Bourne Braves all summer long at Doran Park, With more than 20 home games this season, Braves baseball is just a short drive away, whether you're on or off the Cape. With free admission to every Cape Cod League game, nights at Doran Park provide family fun for everyone. First pitch for all Braves home games is at 6, and you can check out the Bravos' full schedule over at our website, bornbraves.org.
Your favorite team on the Cape is back in action. Now back to Bourne Braves baseball.
Bottom half of the fourth inning, 3-1, Braves your score. That sends up Jacob Walsh to the plate to open things up against Nelson Berkwich, who allowed the home run to Colby Halter, but then was quickly able to retire Stolva via the ground out. So now has a 2-run lead once again thanks to the Alan Espinal solo shot. His first pitch on the way, swung on and fouled straight back. 0-1 the count.
And Berkwich was the first guy out of the dugout to congratulate Espinal on his home run when he rounded home plate. So some love for his battery mate as he gives the Braves a 2-run lead again.
0-1. Swing and a high pop-up left field. Evan Slight takes a couple steps back, now readjusts in, makes the catch. 1 away. So Walsh retired here. And the Braves offense, who had been firing at all cylinders over the last couple of ball games, continues to pick up right where they left off. Again, trying to take advantage of a scuffling team in the Commodores. And I should say scuffling, they've picked it up as of late, but currently sit at the bottom of the Western Division at 10-14-2. However, in their last 10 games, have won 5 of them and tied once. So here comes Andrew Pickney to the plate with 2 away. Flew out to center field. 1 away, excuse me, as he slices it foul. Count will move to no balls and 1 strike.
Going back to that fly ball by Walsh, that's a Jacob Walsh pop-out. And it was off the end of the bat, and Slight still was just a couple feet in front of the warning track. That is how strong that dude is.
0-1, tap foul off his foot, will roll foul. Count moves to no balls and 2 strikes here. After Pinkney, it'll be Butcher here. Again, Berkwich looking to complete his 4th inning of work and match his line from his last outing against Hyannis, where he went 4 innings of relief. Allowed no runs in that one on just 1 hit. We'll love to keep this a line with just 1 run it on tonight. He's already set as Pinkney digs back into the box here. Choking up a little bit on his bat. Next pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. Espinal picks it out of the dirt, finds a lane, and throws a dart over to first base. That'll retire Pinkney for out number 2. That's the first punch out of the night for Nelson Berkwich, as there's 2 away quickly here in the 4th. So here comes Drew Butcher to the plate. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to the second baseman and Bryce Eblin. Back in the second inning, that was first of 2 consecutive ground balls in Eblin's direction. If you take out that home run, Berkwich has really settled in here as he fires his first pitch. It's a fastball that bites the outside corner. 0-1 the count.
We've talked about Braves facing basketball teams when it's come to pitching. But to my money, I think Falmouth must have the average height of a starting lineup position player-wise.
0-1 is taken down away. Count evens up. A lot of tall guys on this team for the Commodores as Berkwich fires the 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Espinal can't find it as it rolls behind him. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. So what are we thinking? We're thinking the Commodores offense versus the Brewster pitching staff? 1-on-1?
I'll still take the Caps pitching staff. If we're talking just height, I'd have to see layup lines to make a bet on the game.
2-1, breaking ball clips the top of the zone. 2-2. So would you rather have Falmouth lining up against Brewster, or would you rather have the Ethan Frank,
Falmouth,
Ben Spector team?
Falmouth.
Okay, just Falmouth. All right. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball on the inside corner for strike 3. Nelson Berkwich finding his groove, picks up back-to-back strikeouts to cap things here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Braves lead it 3-1 as we enter the top of the 5th here on the Braves Radio Network.
"2021 was a historic season for the Bourne Braves. The Bravos captured the President's Trophy, given to the team with the best regular season record, and rode early success to the West Division title and a trip to the Cape Cod League Championship Series. Now in 2022, the Braves are back and look to replicate the success from a season ago without many of the faces that got them there. It's a whole new season of Bourne Braves baseball. Check out the full schedule on bornbraves.org and come join the party at Doran Park.
The Bourne Braves have enjoyed a long history of offering internships to college students who have worked in a myriad of capacities and performed any number of duties for the organization. Interns support everything from public relations, fundraising and concessions, to field maintenance, internet broadcasting, and baseball operations. The Braves will begin accepting applications for the 2023 season in September. Those interested should visit bournebraves.org. Want to look like a Bravo? Well, there is one place where you can find the official gear of the Bourne Braves, and that is at the Bourne Braves Pro Shop. Open during every home game and located on the ground level of the press box, you can find Braves hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and more, all in just one place. Wear the same gear as the players and rep the Braves wherever you go. Visit the Braves Pro Shop today and let the rest of the Cape know you're repping the Bravos.
Make sure to follow the Braves on Twitter at Bourne Braves for all of your favorite Bravos content. From in-game score updates to player interviews and so much more, the Braves on Twitter is the place to go for the most up-to-date information on the Bravos. Make sure to follow us today at Bourne Braves.
Now back to Bourne Braves baseball.
Braves lead it 3-1 as we make the turn for the top half of the fifth. Back at Gov Fuller Field with Max Tanzer, I'm Calvin Cristoforo. The Braves getting those runs courtesy of a couple of singles in the second inning and then a solo blast, the first of the year for Alan Espinal in the fourth. That ends the night for the starter. Grayson hit. Falmouth out to the bullpen, grabbing another lefty. Here's Philip Abner.
This will be his fifth outing of the year. He has been just tremendous. Just one run through 11 innings of work, 8 strikeouts to 6 walks in that span. Opponent's hitting a $1.80 so far, hoisting a .81 ERA. And how about that for Espinal? Not only his first home run, but the first extra base hit anyone on the Falmouth active pitching staff has allowed in over a week. So Braves getting to him right there as Espinal blasted that one over the wall in left center.
Which is a mind-boggling stat to begin with. Falmouth's pitching has thrown the ball really, really well as of late. A team ERA of 2.87 over their last 7 contests. But are in a 3-1 hole here, courtesy of that Espinal home run, his first long ball of the season. And the first home run hit by a Braves catcher at any point this season in game number 27 of the year. Abner out of the bullpen will face Brito, Slight, and Hensler, 3-4-5 in the Braves order. Working out of the wind, he kicks and fires his first pitch. Across the plate at 89 miles an hour on a fastball for strike one.
And what's been different about the Braves over the last week compared to before is that when they score, they don't take off the foot from the gas pedal. They continue to pour it on.
The 0-1. Just missed the outside corner on a heater. For ball one, the count goes to 1-1. Both teams getting help from the wind tonight, blowing straight out towards the outfield. Falmouth with a home run, the Braves with a home run, as it's 3-1 Bravos in the fifth. The 1-1 Espinal. Instead, Brito misses down at the toes for ball 2. It's gone to 2-1.
And you get another lefty right here. Falmouth has challenged the Braves with a ton of southpaws so far this season, but Abner has had a really good year.
This one is smacked into right field. Coming on strong is Brutcher, though. He's got a beat on it and makes the catch right at the Falmouth logo across his chest for the first out of this inning. Seems like that one got a little bit more of the end of the bat than we initially thought.
Yeah, loud sound off the bat to say the least right there, but just capped it as that one sliced quickly over to Drew Brutcher in right field. But again, we know Brito has that pop to that opposite field alley. And again, if he barrels that one up, that one may be going a long way.
Speaking of pop, here is Evan Slight, who's 0 for 2 at this point tonight, but coming in 11 for his last 19. Chops this one up the middle. Going to be a tough play, and it's through the crossers of Halter and Mooney into center field. And when it's going good, it is going great. A seeing eye single for Evan Slight, and the Bravos have a base runner on for the 5th straight inning here to start this ball game.
That extends Evan Slight's hitting streak now to 9 games. He has been just tremendous, and you touched on it. Doesn't have to hit every single ball hard. That one just sneaking through the center of the diamond right there with Halter and Mooney at second and short respectively, playing straight up.
So he's on first base with one gone. Bravos with a 3-1 lead here in the 5th. The batter is Wyatt Hensler, the first pitch. On the outside corner, a fastball for strike one. Hensler and Espinal, the two guys in the Braves lineup who have not been retired tonight. Wyatt's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk on his ledger. The 0-1 from Abner. Swing and a miss, a fastball upstairs. The count goes to 0-2.
And similar to Drew Summers when we saw him a couple weeks ago, Abner has a lot of arm side run on that fastball. You can see it running away from both the right-handed Brito and the right-handed Hensler right here. Slight in the middle got a pitch running inside and just inside out to back up the middle.
He's on first base with one out in the inning. The 0-2 coming to Hensler as Abner hunts his first punch out of the evening. Here it is. Not even near the zone, an athletic catch by the catcher in Cromwick to hop out of his crouch I should say, is snagged at before it went to the backstop as the count will go to 1-2. Here it is. Breaking ball in the dirt, a wave and a miss by Hensler. A drop third strike, but Hensler can't go anywhere with Slight occupying first base over at first base, and it's a punch out, the first of the night for Abner, as two are gone here in the fifth.
And that was a sharp breaking ball falling off the table right there. Started at about the belt height to Hensler, got him to chase as it twirled back towards the plate. And so now two down as Abner looks to evade that seeing eye single off the bat of Slight.
Abner, we've talked about it, has been really good, looking for another scoreless inning, which would make for his 7th scoreless frame in a row. The batter is Carson Jones, who had that slapping single his last time up. But before the first pitch to him, a check over at Slight, who's not going anywhere, just 1 for 2 stealing bases this season. Beautiful night for baseball. Temperatures still in the mid-70s as we play into the 7 o'clock hour. Braves lead it 3-1 here with two gone in the top of the fifth. The pitch to Jones, roped through the right side of the infield, a base hit. Slight touches second. He's cruising for third. It's going to be a really close play over there, but the throw is offline all the way to the backstop and out of play. Slight crosses home. Jones is into second, and misfortune by the Falmouth defense that leads the league in errors will put not only a runner across home plate, but Carson Jones to third as the Braves extend their lead to 3, 4-1 here in the 5th inning.
Well, I think that ball being rocketed right back at Slight gave him some motivation to put on the Jets right there, put some pressure on Drew Brutcher, the right fielder, and if he made a good throw, you said it, there's a close play out there at the very least. But again, this faded well up the left field line, which allowed Slight to score. And the Braves left-handed hitters have been in love with that 4-hole tonight. A lot of hard ground balls and line drives in that direction.
So Slight running through the stop sign, going from second to third, gives the Braves a base runner and a base run, as it's 4-1, still with the runner on third, two gone here in the 5th. The batter is John Peck, who watches a first pitch fastball miss away. The scoreless streak is over. Granted, it's an unearned run for Philip Abner, just his second run allowed this season. Peck looking to make him pay as the Braves still have a runner 90 feet away. Here's the 1-0. Big cut and a miss by the Braves shortstop. He comes up empty. It goes to 1-1.
And that's the second error of the night charged to Brutcher, the right fielder, on that throw that got away from Anthony McKenzie at third base. The Commodores now have 40 errors on the year, which is the most by any team in the Cape Cod League this summer.
The last place Commodores with the worst fielding percentage in the league as well. The 1-1 to Peck's a breaking ball that is just dancing. Gets Peck to swing through it, goes to 1-2.
And to put that in perspective for you, the 40 errors charged to the Commodores defense, the Braves are behind them in second with 10 less at 30. So it's been a struggle for both teams, but particularly this Commodores defense.
Already 2 tonight for the Doors as they're in a 4-1 hole. The Braves hunting for more here with 2 gone in the 5th. The 1-2. Fouled back above the Falmouth dugout first base side. Bravo scored 2 runs in the second inning on a couple of base hits, a 4-base hit inning. Scored 1 in the 4th on the solo home run by Alan Espinal, and have scored 1 here in the 5th on the throwing error by the third baseman Drew Brutcher, allowing Evan Slight to cruise home. The 2-1 coming with 2 gone to John Peck. Here it is. Swing and a miss, another one of those sharp curveballs at 73 miles an hour. It laughs as it goes by John Peck for strike 3 as the Braves are down and out of the inning. But not before the Bravos get another run to cross home plate, courtesy of a sloppy Falmouth defensive play. The Braves lead is 3, 4-1 as we head to the home half of the 5th. Middle of the 5th inning, though, comes first, and that's why we go around the Cape. Here's Ethan Frank.
Thank you very much, Calvin. Let's do it. Starting in YD, where we'll be tomorrow at Red Wilson Field. It's a 1-1 tie in the top of the 8th inning between the Red Sox and the Whitecaps. That East Division battle getting late early. The big matchup tonight is in the between the top two teams in the West Division, the Kettleers hosting the Harbor Hawks. And despite Tommy Troy's 2 home runs, as you mentioned earlier, Calvin, the Harbor Hawks have closed the gap. It's only 6-5 is Katuitt's lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Braves, with a win tonight, if they hold on here with these last 15 outs, will be able to make up ground on one or both of those teams, depending on the final outcome at Lowell Park. Moving on, in Wareham, America is losing right now as Chatham leads Wareham 5-3 in the top of the 4th inning. That would be good news for Braves fans if Wareham were to lose, as Bourne is in 3rd place right now, Wareham 4th in the West. And Orleans leads Harwich 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning out at White House Field.
Thank you very much, Ethan. A game to keep your eye on at Lowell Park, 7-6. A couple of really tough teams going toe-to-toe between Katuitt and Hyannis. Back here for the home half of the 5th inning as the batter and Josiah Cromwick takes an off-balance swing and a miss as Nelson Berkwich is back out for his 5th inning of work on the mound.
And who would have thought that Katuitt would see this much of a threat with Hyannis?
The 0-1 misses down low. It goes to 1-1 on the Falmouth catcher.
With the start they had, undefeated in their first 10 games with a Hyannis win, of course, the Harbor Hawks can take over first place tonight.
The 1-1. Roped out to center field, but right at Rockefort, who squats down in a catcher stance, pops up, and makes the catch one-handed above his cap for the first out of this inning. Nelson Berkwich has been helped out by his defense a bunch tonight. That one just hit right at the Bravos center fielder.
And Rockefort has some swagger out there. That's not the first time we've seen him make a catch so stoically, just maybe even taking one step back. At that one, I thought he wasn't even have to move a step as he leaned forward just a bit, almost with his hand on his hip.
They say the hardest catch to make in the outfield is that line drive hit right at you, but Carson Rockefort, cool as a cucumber, as one is gone here in the home half of the 5th inning. And the batter, Anthony McKenzie, the number 8 man for Falmouth, watches a breaking ball miss down low as Berkwich has fallen behind. The Falmouth right-handed hitter 1-0. Berkwich continuing to work with some serious tempo, but the batter McKenzie granted time this time. If you remember his last at-bat, he wasn't granted time, and Berkwich threw a fastball right down the middle for strike 1 that McKenzie probably felt cheated out of. He gets it this time. Here's the 1-0. Up and away, 2-0.
And now for Berkwich, since the home run, he's retired the last 5 batters he has faced. So showing some good commitment right here, being able to bounce back.
2-0. At the knees, at the inside corner, a really good pitcher's pitch there. Count goes to 2-1. Berkwich is playing catch and throw tonight with his battery mate, Alan Espinal. Those two have been on the same page all night long, the 2-1. Swing and a pop-up into shallow center field. Now Rockefort's coming in. Easy play for the Braves center fielder, who makes the one-handed catch with his left leg raised in the air for the second out of this frame.
Now 6 in a row retired for Berkwich, 38 strikes to 14 balls. So he's really picked up his efficiency after what was a difficult first inning and a difficult 3rd inning for him. He's going to get the last hitter in this lineup, and Boyers, the 9-hole hitter, would love to face Mooney to lead off the next inning with the bases empty.
Braves lead at 4-1, 2 gone, home half of the 5th. The first pitch to Boyers. A fastball below the knees for ball 1. The only blemish on Berkwich's resume tonight was that solo home run off the top of the wall by Colby Halter in the 3rd. Pitch to Boyers is skied into shallow center. Slight started back, now comes in, camps under it, reads his favorite novel, and makes the catch with one hand to retire the side here in the 7th. So how about the performance by Nelson Berkwich? 5 innings of work, allowing just a single run, and we're through 5 here at Gus Fuller Field. The Bravos lead it by a field goal, 4-1 on the Bourne Braves Radio Network.
The Bourne Braves organization is looking for families willing to host 1 or 2 players for the Cape League season. It generally runs from the first week in June to early August, and the bond between many host families and their players extend beyond the summer and form lifelong friendships. If you are interested in learning more about this opportunity, visit bournebraves.org.
Braves fans living on the Cape, far from Doran Park, too far of a drive to make the trip west on any given night? Well, don't worry, because the Braves are coming to you. The Bravos' full slate of games includes trips to all East destinations, including Orleans, Chatham, Brewster, Harwich, and Yarmouth, as well as West Division road trips to Cotuit, Hyannis, down south to Falmouth, and off Cape to Wareham. So wherever you are located on Cape Cod, the Braves will be in your area and are a can't-miss family fun activity. To see the Bravos' full schedule, head over to our website, bornbraves.org, and come join the fun.
The 2021 West Division champs are defending their title. Now back to Bourne Braves baseball.
Braves lead at 4-1 as we begin the top half of the 5th inning back at Fuller Field in Falmouth. The Braves looking to take a 2-1 series lead over these Commodores that currently sit in the cellar of the West Division. Braves have done a good job to get off to a hot start tonight and will send up 8-9-1 here in the 6th. Rockefort, Espinal, and Eblin, a part of the order that sometimes at this point in the season you would question, but they have been on top of their game down the stretch here in game number 27 of the year.
No doubt about it, Calvin. And Espinal, who's due up second in this inning, responsible for 2 of the runs driven in. Of course, his first long ball back in that 4th inning as well. And he's probably excited to see another lefty on the mound here in Abner. But again, it starts with Rockefort right now. If he could reach, that puts good speed on the base paths. And there's no doubt that Scott Landers is going to put the pressure on this Falmouth defense that seems to struggle when the pressure is put on them on the base paths.
Falmouth defense that allowed an unearned run on their 40th error of the season to come across the plate in the 5th. Here's Rockefort to begin the 6th, the first pitch. Slider that just misses across the outside part of the plate for ball 1. Rockefort looking to extend his 4-game hitting streak 0-for-2 to this point on the evening. An up-tall stance from the left side, the 1-0. At the knees on the inside corner for strike 1. Pretty good crowd for a Tuesday night here at Fuller Field as the Braves and Commodores go at it for the second time here at this venue this year. The 1-1's in the dirt to Rockefort. It's gone to 2-1.
And that breaking ball from Abner was really sharp when he was using it against Peck. Got him to strike out at a big spot right there, stranding the runner in Jones over at third base. Has missed a couple times down in the zone here to Rockefort.
His 2-1 coming. Smoked on the ground, a backhand pick by the first baseman Stovall, who drops to an E, pops up, and on a dead sprint beats Rockefort to the first base bag as he's retired 3 unassisted here to start the 6th inning.
And Stovall over there at first base has had to move around a ton tonight. We've seen him lay out both to his right and his left. We saw that errant throw from the pitcher in Abner. That was initially ruled an infield single and still is. And then right there having to range really quickly towards his right and then beat a speedy Rockefort to the bag.
A guy who played second base when he first played the Braves this season in his Cape debut last weekend at Doran Park. He makes the first bout. Here's Alan Espinal. First pitch breaking balls across home plate for strike 1. The suddenly red-hot Alan Espinal, I should say, 2-for-2 in the night, a pair of RBIs, including a long home run out of left center field. The 0-1. Another curveball. Espinal came out of his shoes that time, but came up empty on a breaking pitch down in the dirt. He's followed behind Abner, who he sees for the first time, 0-2.
And that was a really good sequence right there. Drops a breaking ball over the heart of the plate and then tunnels it down out of the zone and got a massive rip from Espinal.
Abner hunting his 3rd punch out of the game. Here's his 0-2. Goes back to the breaking ball, but that one just missed. You know it's close when the batter has to look back at the home plate umpire. Look back, I should say. Mike, Josa said that one missed above the zone. So here's the 1-2. Not a question in this one. A fastball at 89 that was going to the backstop if Cromwell, the catcher, didn't stick his glove up and make the catch.
And Abner has mixed in a slider a couple times as well, but the only one that's really induced any whiffs is that curveball. Maybe able to pair it with that curveball here.
Here's the 2-2. Another breaking ball in the dirt. He hops away from the catcher as Espinal takes a swing and a miss at it. Cromwell casts the hurry, but his throw beats the slow-running Braves catcher Alan Espinal by 2 steps as 2 are gone. Here as Abner looks to put his stamp on this game in the visiting half of the 6th.
And 3 strikeouts now, all of them on that curveball. Again, that one just fell off the table into the dirt. The catcher in Cromwell was a little bit slow to get to it, which gave Espinal a lot of time to get down that first base line, but the throw still beat him by about a step and a half. So 2 quick outs now. That brings up the hot-hitting Eblin.
Abner, who was brought in to put a stopgap on this game, has done so, as Falmouth is still in a 4-1 hole here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. The batter is Bryce Eblin at the top of the Braves order, who takes a swing at a first pitch fastball and hits it about 3/4 up the screen behind home plate. A foul ball for strike 1. Eblin on the night 1 for 3 with his RBI single that drove home the Braves' second run of the game back in the 2nd inning. The 0-1. Swinging a pop foul, this time way out of play above the Braves dugout on the third base side.
And if you're Eblin watching from the dugout and then on the on-deck circle after Espinal strikeout, you're thinking about that curveball, and he's yet to see it yet. A couple of heaters now, and Abner has him in the palm of his hand, can go any direction he wants.
The Florida left-hander looking to make this a quick 1-2-3 top of the 6th. Braves lead it 4-1. 2 gone. Here's the 0-2. Chop to the third base side. McKenzie has it on the run. He sets his feet, and he throws out the speedy Eblin to retire the side in order here in inning number 6. Through 5.5 here at Gov Fuller Field, the Braves still in control, 4-1 as we head to the home half of the 6th. And guess who's back on the mound? Nelson Berkwich for a second inning of work when we come back on the Born Braves Radio Network.
Feeling lucky? Head over to the 50-50 table at Doran Park and play everyone's favorite ballpark game of chance. A different list of prizes are available every home game, and of course, half the pot is always up for grabs. Take it from me, my family played the 50-50 last season and won a gift certificate to a local ice cream shop, and I can tell you firsthand it was delicious. Check out the list of prizes over at the 50-50 table next to the concession stand and play the 50-50 leg, because I'm sure there's a prize for you.
For the first time since 2019, the Cape Cod League All-Star Game is back. On Saturday, July 23rd at 6:45, the best players on Cape will come together in Wareham and duke it out in an East Division versus West Division clash. In 2021, the Braves had a league-leading 9 All-Stars, but they weren't able to shine in the mid-season showcase. But now the game is back, and it will include your favorite Braves stars, as well as the best talent from around the Cape.
Nelson Berkwich, who has thrown 5 really strong innings tonight, is back for his 6th inning of work. The Braves starter has the lead 4-1 as he is in line for the win. If he can get through the top of the Falmouth order here in the 6th inning for a 3rd time. First pitch to Mooney. Hit high and deep to left field. This is stung. Going back is Slight. He quickly runs out of room, and that is a scolded home run off the bat of Alex Mooney. His 2nd home run this week, his 3rd home run of the campaign, and just like that, it is 4-2. The Braves lead it.
So the 2nd home run Berkwich is allowed tonight that breaks the string of 7 consecutive batters. And Alex Mooney, he is stuck to his approach. Swung at the first pitch in his first 2 plate appearances, did not succeed. Does so here in the 6th and succeeds in a big, big way. And you touched on it. He has been swinging it really well over the last week. That extends his hitting streak now to 7 games, and more importantly for the Commodores, cuts the deficit in half to 2.
Blasted out to dead left field. The wind is blowing in that direction on a windy evening here at the Gov. Berkwich quickly back to work. His first pitch to Halter's a slider that misses outside for ball 1. Berkwich has allowed just 4 hits, but the gopher ball has got him twice. 2 Falmouth solo home runs has scored the Doors 2 runs. The 1-0 to Halter is by him for strike 1.
And his pitch count still in just fabulous shape. 41 strikes to 15 balls, so 56 pitches in total here, and we just sit in the 6th inning.
The solo shot hasn't hurt the Braves yet tonight. The 1-1 pitch is down low to the number 2 man, Colby Halter, who hit the first of 2 solo home runs by Falmouth. Braves lead it 4-2 here in the 6th. 2-1 misses outside, and Berkwich looking to empty the take and come out of this game with the lead, has fallen behind a batter here in the 6th, and Colby Halter 3-1. The 3-1 pitch, Berkwich continuing to work out of the wind. He kicks and fires. Breaking ball in the dirt. It's a 5-pitch walk after a solo home run to begin the home half of the 6th inning for Falmouth. And the Doors have life as the tying run comes to home plate.
And the biggest challenge for Berkwich here, a guy who doesn't have too much starting experience at the collegiate level, is trying to get through to this lineup for a 3rd time. Of course, Mooney's plate appearance to open up this frame in which he homered was his 3rd time seeing Berkwich on the night. Halter then able to take a couple of breaking balls right there that we've usually seen these Commodores hitters chase at. So we'll see what the adjustment is now for the 3-4-5 hitters due up.
The batter is the number 3 man, Peyton Stovall, who watches his slider cross right.
He trusted his defense behind him, trusted John Peck, who started that twin killer, for a huge 2 outs.
So 2 are gone here for Jacob Walsh, the first baseman. Off the bat, I thought that was hit too soft when it turned 2.
Me as well.
Eblin, with the clean transfer over there, made it happen. And Berkwich is quickly back to work. The count goes to 1-1 here on Walsh, to the big first baseman. Instead, they call it 0-2. Here's the pitch. Just got a piece of it, was the left-handed batter in Walsh. Off the end of the bat, nubbed bit to the backstop. And the count remains 0-2.
3 straight sliders there, all of them in the same spot. Got Walsh to swing at the first 2. He just found that third one off.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on a slider to end the frame. Berkwich with an incredible evening tonight through 6 innings, allowing just 4 hits, 2 runs, and he'll be in line for the win as he leaves the mound with a big smile on his face. He's in line for the win. The Bravos lead it 4-2 as we're through 6th innings at Go Fuller Field on the Born Braves Radio Network.
Can first pitch not come soon enough? Well, don't worry. Before the Bravos has you covered. Starting 15 minutes before first pitch at home or on the road, Before the Bravos has the pregame insight and analysis you need to get game ready. From exclusive interviews, a first look at the opposition, lineup breakdowns, and so much more, Before the Bravos is the best place to start your evening of baseball. Before the Bravos, 15 minutes before first pitch, every game day, live on the Born Braves YouTube stream.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile believes that when small towns thrive, America thrives. That's why they are investing billions to bring fast, reliable, and affordable wireless service beyond the big cities to small towns across America. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit T-Mobile.com/acrossamerica to find out more.
Grab your hot dog and your lawn chair. This is Born Braves Baseball.
So Nelson Berkwich leaves to a big hand as he heads into the Braves dugout. His night is presumably done, but he gave the Braves 6 really sharp innings, allowing just the 2 solo home runs, as the Bravos lead it 4-2 as we begin the 7th inning back at Go Fuller Field.
And an opportunity to add on more right here. Again, they were able to hold on to a 1-0 lead the last time they were here in Falmouth, but I'm sure they would love a comfortable 4, maybe 5-run lead right here. We know this Braves offense is capable of it, but again, it's going to be tough to get to Abner right here, a guy who, as you mentioned, had a scoreless streak coming into this game. The 1 run he did allow was unearned. They got a good part of the lineup to start things off right here. 2, 3, and 4 due up.
Abner pitched to a 1-2-3, 6th inning the last time he towed the rubber. Trying to keep his team in just a 2-run hole as we're into the final third of this ball game in a hurry. Sun just starting to set, but mostly blue skies. The backstop for this one. The batter is Mac Horvath. Here's the first pitch. Fastball in the dirt for strike 1. Horvath in his Braves debut, 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts and a ground out to third. The UNC righty bats to start off the 7th, the 1-0. Swing and a pop-up high into the infield. The first baseman Stovall calls everyone off and makes the two-handed catch above his cap by about 6 inches to retire the side. Instead, just to retire Horvath. One is gone here in the 7th.
And he's been looking very quick over there at first base tonight. Colby Halter, the second baseman, was right on his heels, ready to make this play. You mentioned it, Stovall was at second base the last time these two teams faced, so always good to have an athletic first baseman over there.
Seems like Stovall created priority that he really didn't have, but he made the catches. One is gone. Here's Chris Brito. Perfectly placed fastball in there at 88 miles an hour on the outer black for strike one. Brito 1 for 3 with that hard hit single back in the first. The 0-1's down low. We've evened up at 1-1.
And he just missed one back in the 5th inning. Got a fly ball off the end of the bat to right field. But with that wind blowing out, if he could get a hold of one, it could go a long, long way.
Abner's 1-1. Chop foul right in front of the Braves dugout. It's been about 2.5 weeks since we saw Chris Brito get into one. But if you watched his batting practice at Fenway Park yesterday in Boston as the Braves had their day in front of the scouts, you wouldn't know that. As he added to the 165,000 dents in the Green Monster and also put some in the seats and over the seats. Here's the 1-2. Chop to third. McKenzie backs up on it, and from the third base back, he makes a long throw across the diamond to get the Braves first baseman by 2 steps. 2 are quickly down here in the 7th as Abner has retired 7 straight Bravos.
McKenzie made that one look a lot easier than it actually was. Again, an in-between hop almost caught him between as he took the late step back, skidded into his glove about chest height, and then had to almost throw off his heels over to first base. Luckily for him, Brito isn't particularly a plus runner. But you said it, 2 outs now and 7 in a row retired for Abner. The Braves really trying to figure him out right here.
He has been really sharp in this outing. Already threw 2 2/3, allowing just the 1 earned run. The batter is Evan Slate, who watches the first pitch slider in there for a strike. Slate, one of the 2 Braves hits against the Florida lefty. That was a 1-out single in the 5th. The 0-1. Wave and a miss, a weak wave and a miss at that, and a slider nowhere near the zone. And the Braves' hottest hitter is now in the hole 0-2.
And over the last week and a half, we have not seen many swings like that from Evan Slate. A pitch that was well out the zone. He was well out in front, twirling in a circle after that hack.
Looking to lock in the 0-2 pitch coming from the Florida lefty. Hit hard the ground, but foul down the third base line. 4-2, the Braves lead. Nobody on, 2 gone here in the visiting half of the 7th inning. Bravos with 2 runs in the second, a solo home run by Alan Espinal in the 4th, and then a score on an error in the 5th. The pitch to Slate down in the dirt. He takes a wave and a miss at it in the dirt. It goes blocked by the catcher in Cronwick, and the throw over to first base is in time to get Slate and retire the side. 1, 2, 3. Philip Abner for Falmouth is in some sort of rhythm right now. Back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings as the Braves are quickly down here in the 7th. But the Bravos still lead it 4-2 as we make the turn for the home half of inning number 7. But before we do, let's head back down to the sidelines and say a howdy hello to Ethan Frank.
Oh, howdy to you too, Calvin. You were just talking about those dents that Chris Brito put in the Green Monster, and the entire Braves team got to take batting practice yesterday, as I'm sure you guys have mentioned a lot. But maybe that is translating really well to the field today. We saw things have slowed down the past couple innings, but look at a guy like Alan Espinal. Hasn't had as much success as maybe he would have hoped in the catcher's room as a unit, and look at him tonight. I'm excited to see how Tomas Frick performs tomorrow if he's the one catching, as these guys have been alternating every day because of how well Espinal has performed. Maybe yesterday is the turning point that some of these guys need, that reset, maybe a little over halfway through the season, that can propel some of these Braves players to hit better in the second half than they did the first half. You see guys like Peck, Hensler, Slate turn it around over the last couple of weeks or so, and maybe yesterday can be the turning point for some of the other guys who've been struggling a little bit.
Well, the Braves offense has really flipped the switch as a unit. No debating that. This is a Bravos team averaging 10.2 runs per game over its last 4 contests. Trying to carry that into the game tonight against a last-place Falmouth ball club. The Bravos have the lead, scoring just 4 runs tonight. And that 4-2 lead for the Braves is now the responsibility of Will Sandy. Nelson Berkwich was special through 6, but now a really big spot, probably the highest contested spot Will Sandy has been in, the UNC lefty.
Absolutely, and he's looking to figure things out here on the Cape. 3 outings so far, a 10.28 ERA. He's allowed 8 runs through 7 innings, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks. His last appearance was a start against the Kettleers over at Little Park in Katuitt. Went 3 innings, 2 runs. They were both earned. Walked 2. Command was the biggest struggle for him right here, and he has just a slim 2-run lead right now. Berkwich was really sharp, just walked 1 batter. Again, allowing just 4 hits, so Sandy's going to have to pick up right where he left off. A really gutsy spot for him right here.
And nothing came easy for him in that start in Katuitt last Thursday. 2 innings, instead 3 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. But it was really a struggle all throughout, facing 13 batters across those 3 innings of work. And he'll face the belly of the beast here for Falmouth in the 7th. 3, 4, 5, Walsh, Pinckney, and Brutcher. Trying to get something going.
And for Sandy this year, he's allowed 2 runs in each of his first 3 outings, and none of them have lasted longer than 3 innings, so it's a big test for him.
So instead, it's Andrew Pinckney to start us off. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 in the Falmouth lineup. Here to begin the 7th, the first pitch. Swinging a foul back. Over the grandstands behind the Falmouth dugout on the first base side.
Berkwich was able to keep Pinckney pretty quiet, struck him out swinging for his first punch out in the 4th inning. Did get the loud flout to center that Roccaforte made the nice play on in the 1st.
Pinckney 0 for 2 to this point, as he watches a fastball in the inside corner across the plate at 92 miles an hour as Sandy's ahead of the batter 0-2. Coming into this game, Pinckney was the hottest hitter in this Falmouth order. 8 for his last 20 with 3 home runs over the past 7 games. Sandy's 0-2. Slapped up the middle, takes a charity hop off the mound right to the second baseman, Eblin, who makes a sidewinding throw over to Brito to retire the dangerous Pinckney to start off the home half of the 7th.
And that's very characteristic of Will Sandy. 75% ground ball rate. So far this summer, that fastball will range around 91 to 94, that slider around 85. Just a 2-pitch mix for him right here. But just like Berkwich, going to keep the ball on the ground. And this defense on the infield has been very stout so far tonight.
Eblin's been tested over there all night long. That is his 4th putout to first base, and he also turned that beautiful 6-4-3 double play. One of those guys who rolled over to him is Drew Brutcher, the batter, who swings and misses at a first pitch heater. Brutcher 0 for 2 with that ground out and a strikeout. Sandy's 0-1. Down and away. Count goes to 1-1.
And Brutcher, one of the hotter hitters coming into this game, riding a 6-game hitting streak that is being threatened right now. 6 for 22. 6 for his last 22 in that span.
The 1-1. In the dirt, Brutcher was tempted but held back as Espinal picked it. And the count goes to 2-1 here on the Falmouth right fielder. Sandy working with tempo. Out of the wind, he deals. Another pitch down and away. He misses glove side again. The count goes to 3-1.
And last time we saw Brutcher, he was struggling mightily. Again, before this 6-game stretch, he began 7 for 49 to start the year. Now trolling back towards the Mendoza line.
Good hitters count here, the 3-1. This is smothered past the sliding Brito and into right field. Drew Brutcher, the Falmouth right fielder, not struggling anymore. He got every stitch of that baseball on a line. Jones scoops it up in right field, and the tying run is coming back to the plate. And Josiah Cromwick here with 1 gone and 1 on in the 7th inning.
And Brutcher worked himself into a hitter's count, 3-1, and got a heater at the very top of the zone. And you said it, smothered it. A racing line drive into right field for a base hit. Got by Brito in a plink.
So Brutcher is on. Here's Josiah Cromwick, who's 0 for 2 in his first appearance against the Braves this season. Sandy's first pitch, up and away for ball 1.
And this is going to be the biggest challenge for Sandy, falling behind. We just saw him fall behind to Brutcher and then falls away. Falls behind with a non-competitive fastball well up the plate right here to start things off to Cromwick.
Braves lead 4-2 here with 1 out in the 7th inning. The pitch to Cromwick. Smoked to dead center field. This is rocketed. Roccaforte going back to the track. He makes a leaping catch at the warning track again. The second stellar catch by Carson Roccaforte in center field. That one was tattooed, but it's just allowed out the 2nd of the 7th inning.
And if there's one person to run down a rocket, I think Rockefort fits the bill right there. A couple of times he's outran a ball tonight, making a sprawling, leaping grab, facing the center field wall, and that's a big play right there as that holds Rutcher at first base.
So 2 are gone. The Braves still holding on to that 4-2 lead here in the home half of the 7th inning. 1-on-2 out. Here's Anthony McKenzie, the third baseman. He swings at the first pitch and hits one hard on the ground. Eblin on the run, scoops in on the run. He makes the throw to Brito at first to retire the side 4-3. So the Braves allow some really hard hit contact, but escape danger in the 7th. We're through 7 here at Gov Fuller Field. The Bravos doubling up the Commodores 4-2 as we head for the 8th on the Born Braves Radio Network.
Can first pitch not come soon enough? Well, don't worry. Before the Bravos has you covered. Starting 15 minutes before first pitch at home or on the road, Before the Bravos has the pregame insight and analysis you need to get game ready. From exclusive interviews, a first look at the opposition, lineup breakdowns, and so much more, Before the Bravos is the best place to start your evening of baseball. Before the Bravos, 15 minutes before first pitch, every game day, live on the Born Braves YouTube stream.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile believes that when small towns thrive, America thrives. That's why they are investing billions to bring fast, reliable, and affordable wireless service beyond the big cities to small towns across America. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit T-Mobile.com/acrossamerica to find out more.
Let's take you back out to the ball game. It's time for more Born Braves baseball.
Welcome back to Gov Fuller Field. Braves lead at 4-2 as they take on the Commodores for the third time this season. Max Tanzer joined alongside Calvin Cristoforo. And the story, the pitching tonight on both ends, a couple of left-handers for the Braves. Nelson Berkwich went 6 innings, allowed 2 runs, just allowed 4 hits. And for these Commodores, Philip Abner has allowed 1 run in relief of the starter. And Grayson hit. That 1 run was unearned. He's retired the last 7 batters he's faced. And for the Falmouth Commodores coming into this game, seeing the offensive production the Braves have put up, 4 runs is a very reachable ball game at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. The Braves definitely would love some insurance. They'll get a good part of the order to do that. Hensler, Jones, and Peck do up here in the 8th. But insurance. Falmouth has hit the ball on the screws a bunch of times tonight. The Braves have played really good defense, which you can make the argument is the difference in this ball game. Falmouth allowing an unearned run to cross home plate and have 2 errors on their ledger tonight.
Speaking of a guy who's been hitting the ball hard, here's Wyatt Hensler. Hasn't had too much to show for it as of late, but singled back in the second inning, is 1 for 2 tonight, also reached via the walk in the third. Digs it from the right side against the lefty and Abner, who turns, kicks, and fires. First pitch is a bender that clips the top of the zone for strike 1.
Talking about being money, though, Abner is just locked down, shut down, go home. This guy has been really good for Falmouth all year long and really good tonight.
Here's his 0-1 pitch. Runs outside with a heater. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. And it feels like it's been majority curveballs, especially when he gets ahead. We'll see if the Braves are a little bit more aggressive against him, but even we saw there against Hensler started him off with Uncle Charlie. 1-1 is a heater taken down low. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike.
And you can hear the crickets in the Falmouth bullpen. Nobody is itching to get this guy out of the game, and why would you?
Hensler digs back to the box here, ahead 2-1. 4-2 Braves your score. Pitch on the way is hit hard on the line. Left center field. Pinckney's going to have to play this on a hop as he fields it in the left center field gap. Wyatt Hensler stung that one for his second hit of the night as some insurance is over on first base for the Braves here to open up the 8th.
A hard-hit Wyatt Hensler ball that finds green has to make you smile. With all the bad luck this guy's been going through this season, to have him rip one somewhere and it get down, that's a really good sign for a Braves offense who looks to add on insurance. A good opportunity to do so here with the runner on and nobody out in the 8th inning.
Here's Carson Jones. He's hit the ball on the button each time he's come to the plate except that 1 infield single, but was able to reach on that one. Also lined to the shortstop and Mooney back in the second. Lefty on left. First pitch is a bender that is at the knees, middle through the plate. 0-1 the count. Jones also singled on a hard top-spinning line drive to right field back in the 5th that was aided by the E9 from the right fielder and Brotcher, who couldn't handle it cleanly. That allowed Slyke to score all the way from first. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt, gets away from the catcher on Crumwick. Scampering into second base, standing up goes Hensler. This one may have hit off the chest pad of the home plate umpire, Mike Hinojosa, as well. Runner in scoring position for the Braves here as the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So a chance for Jones to drive in a run, who's pushed across 5 runs batted in through 4 games here with the Braves so far in his young-born career.
And with that being said, with the speed of Jones, do you even ponder a bunt here as the Braves try to get insurance, a runner in scoring position and nobody out?
Not a bad idea, especially with the third baseman McKenzie. He's playing behind the bag right now, a couple steps off as well. Hensler takes his lead from second after the wild pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Pitch. Breaking ball. Good take as that's smothered by the catcher in Cromwick. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. So Jones now has 2 extra base hits through his first 4+ games here. Very good insert into the lineup for the Braves, who just over a week and a half ago were struggling to even buy an extra base hit. Now it seems like they're falling left and right. 2-1. Big rip and a miss on a breaking ball running off the outside corner. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Abner's fastball is good, it plays, but he makes his money with his 2 off-speed pitches. That's the looping curveball at 75, and he also drops in a slider that's a little bit harder. That's what makes him so tough to hit.
He's looking for his 5th punch out of the night right here as Jones chokes up on his bat. 2-strike approach. 2-2 is grounded to the right side. Fielding it towards his right is Stovall on a hop. Will take it to the bag unassisted for out number 1. Meanwhile, on the play, Hensler moves over to third base. So a productive out for Carson Jones as that brings up John Peck to the dish with a chance to drive in a run.
Yeah, really productive out there. The Braves dugout is up on the steps to greet him with some high fives, as they should. Situational hitting, runner on second base, nobody out in the inning, especially for a left-handed batter, just a little roll me over. Move him up 90 feet, and now it is up to John Peck, who came in tonight 6th in the league with strikeouts with 29, has punched out twice, up to 31, needs to put it in play here to get the Braves the run home from third.
Falmouth will cut their infield in right here, lefty on right. First pitch is fouled straight back. Peck continues to be aggressive early in counts as he fouls it straight back for strike 1.
And his swing looks so good. So that's why you got to be encouraged every time he comes to home plate, because I don't remember an at-bat this season where he hasn't taken a good rip at the ball.
I'm with you on that one. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball taken at the top of the zone. The count quickly jumps in favor of Abner at no balls and 2 strikes.
I mean, there it is. It's just a looper. I mean, 73 miles an hour. Eat a full plate of nachos while that is coming in, and you'll still be early on it. Really hard to keep that foot back.
Peck looking to battle here with 2 strikes. Carson Roccaforte looms on deck. 0-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. There's that bender. Peck well out in front as he strikes up for the 3rd time tonight. Punch out number 5 for Abner as well. 2 down as the Falmouth defense now gets to play back for Carson Roccaforte.
That pitch is so good. He loves to throw it when he's facing right-handed pitchers. Goes with more of the sharper breaking slider to lefties. But back-to-back, Peck couldn't wait back for that pitch, and Abner is 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning unscathed.
Roccaforte digs in from the left side. The lefty and Abner come set at the belt. First pitch is a fastball in there for a strike. 0-1. Hensler started off this inning with a hard single to left that broke the string of 7 batters in a row retired by Philip Abner. Then Jones would ground out to first to advance Hensler to third. Peck would strike out, and now it's up to Roccaforte to drive in the run. 0-1. Breaking ball, spit on, taken down and away ball 1. Count evens up at 1. 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors for the Braves so far. 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors for the Commodores as we speak. Braves looking to pick up their 2nd win against Falmouth this season. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher, Cromwick, who's been working very hard behind the plate tonight. Keeps that in front of him. Count moves to 2-1. Wind still blowing out towards the outfield as we speak, so if Roccaforte could elevate one, may have a chance to get one out of here for his first long ball of the summer. Again, has picked up 2 hits over the last 4 or 5 games, something he had not done yet in just over 50 at-bats. 2-1 the count here with 2 down. 4-2 Braves your score. Here's the pitch to Roccaforte. Breaking ball, bites the outer edge. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And at this point, Abner seems like he's throwing 85-90% curveballs.
And why not? I mean, his confidence meter on that pitch has to be at its brim right now.
Abner cleats his left foot into the first base side of the rubber, plants with his right as he now comes set at the belt. Deep breath, the 2-2. Swinging a high fly ball left center field. Boyer's going back into the alley. He's there. Backpedals in front of the track to make the catch with one hand, as that will end the inning. The Braves strand the leadoff base runner and Hensler, who reached via the single at third, as that will retire the side here in the top of the 8th. Running to the bottom of the 8th, Commodores looking to get back into this one. Braves looking to hold the lead. It's 4-2 here on the Braves Radio Network.
Keep up to speed with the Braves when you're away from Doran Park by visiting our website at bornbraves.org, and be sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Instagram and Facebook. You'll be kept up to date all year long with the Braves.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military and veterans. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
A night at the ballpark is one of the best ways to spend a summer evening with the family. With free admission to Doran Park and every field on the Cape, you can bring along the entire crew to experience a free night of fun at the park. Catch the best collegiate summer baseball league with the whole family all summer long, with tickets starting and ending at $0. To find the full Braves schedule, head over to our website, bornbraves.org.
Hey, this is Ty Cummings, Braves pitcher from Campbell University, and this is Born Braves Baseball.
Welcome back to Gov Fuller Field. 4-2 Braves your score as we enter the bottom of the 8th inning. Will Sandy out for his second inning of work after twirling a scoreless 7th. We got a special moment here in the broadcast here in Falmouth. We go to YD tomorrow, and they've cut out the donut burgers, which is just so unfortunate.
I cry a little bit every time I walk by the empty snack shack.
Absolutely, but
it's full, but empty in my heart.
Tonight we have, what are these, deep fried Oreos?
Looks like it.
Courtesy of our beat writer Mac Friday's father, John Friday. So John, I haven't even met you yet, but I already love you. Thank you so much for bringing these deep fried Oreos out. I'll let you go first, Calvin, as Luke Boyer steps in to lead things off.
Max says his dad's an offensive line coach, so I appreciate him feeding the big boys over here. All right, I'm going to go in. Taste test right away.
What are we thinking? What are we thinking? It's the first pitch from Sandy's a breaking ball in the outside corner, 0-1.
It's very good. It's doughy. So you eat a lot of dough in there, and the dough kind of fades into the cream.
0-1, fastball in the outside corner, 0-2.
But just when you think, oh, that's just a ball of dough, you're hit with the chocolate of the Oreo outside.
Unbelievable. So is it better than the donut burger? Did you get to try that last year?
I didn't. It was a COVID killing, and it never came back.
0-1, 0-2, make that as a fastball upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So I'll wait till the next plate appearance to take my bite. But 1 out of 10, what are we thinking?
No, I'll go with bite 2 here.
Next pitch is outside. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
No, I don't want to overdo this. They do have powdered sugar on there.
Okay.
But mine didn't have a ton of powdered sugar on mine.
2-2, breaking ball down and away. Appeal down to third base. The third base umpire and Michael Lightbody says that Boyers went around. A strikeout for Sandy, his first of the night. 1 down here in the 8th as that makes way to the top of the order in Alex Mooney.
So when you were looking the other way, I scraped some of your powdered sugar and put it on mine.
Okay.
But I think if I had like a vanilla frosting dipping sauce,
it's a great point.
That would make it go from an 8 to a 9.
Okay.
Official 8's a lousy score though.
First pitch to Mooney, fastball up and away to the backstop, 1-0.
So 8.3 is an official score. I would eat 10 of these.
Okay. Here's my first real challenge as a play-by-play broadcaster, trying to eat this while doing the play-by-play. I'm a little nervous here. I'm going to wait till this next pitch. Got to time it up correctly. My heart's pounding.
Ben Spector is chomping at the bit for you to take over. For him to take over.
Don't worry, man. I got you. 1-0 is taken down low.
Go,
2-0.
Go.
Unbelievable. I like the chocolate hitting late. You're right. Is the 2-0 is a fastball at the knees. 2-1 the count here.
You're like, holy crow, I just ate a dough ball, then slap in the face chocolate.
And Alex Mooney took a strike at the same time. It was perfect. Here's the 2-1. It's slap foul. Count was up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The chocolate, it's almost like crumbled up Oreo. Well, it is crumbled up Oreo.
Well, it's
absolutely.
It's just
but
Oreo.
The warmth to it adds so much more. Like, it just makes me want to microwave Oreos when I get home. Sandy mixing up his grip a little bit. He turns, kicks, and fires. Here's his 2-2. Fouled straight back. Count stays the same.
Have you ever microwaved Oreos?
I've never microwaved Oreos. Is that a thing?
I don't. You said it, not me.
No, it makes me want to after this.
Okay.
2-2 the count here with one down. 4-2, Braves your score. As Alex Mooney digs in from the right side. I'll tell you what, his black bat with these white home jerseys gives me a Oreo vibe tonight.
There it goes.
Looks fantastic, just like this.
Well, how about Will
deep-fried
Sandy
Oreo
trying
taste.
to put an Oreo on the scoreboard for the second straight inning?
2-2, swing and a miss for strike three. Mooney spinning in a circle right there. Very reminiscent of an Oreo right there. Back-to-back punch-outs to start this inning, as that'll bring up Colby Halter to the plate. I'm still not done yet. I'm taking my time on this.
Me neither. I'm gonna wait till the mid-inning.
Okay,
So
I'll wait
hopefully-
with you too.
Well, you can't put your side on my side. We gotta switch it around. I hope Will gets a big out here for us.
We can celebrate.
Us, not meaning the Braves, meaning us, as we want these Oreos.
First pitch to Halter. He shows bunt, drops a beauty down the third base line, charging.
Yeah, really doing it all. And as we quickly shift our focus back from the Oreos, well, not all my focus is on the game. It's probably like a 60-40 split. But Falmouth bringing the tying run to the plate here in the 8th inning. Will Sandy needs to get out of this frame and go to the 9th as the Braves look for some insurance. They'll send 9, 1, and 2. Espinal, Eblin, and Horvath to the dish in the 9th.
That brings up the tying run to the plate here in Peyton Stovall. Down into that 6-4-3 double play ball back in the 6th inning. As there's a check over to first base. Halter will get back in standing up. Stovall has left the yard once this season. His 4-game hitting streak was snapped yesterday after going 0 for 4 against Wareham. For Stovall, his one home run came back on July 2nd at Doran Park against these Braves. So the first pitch is a breaking ball taken down away for ball 1. And boy, oh boy, would he love to launch one out right here to tie this game up. The ball has been flying. 3 home runs combined at both ends, 1 for Espinal and the Braves. And then home runs from Colby Halter and Alex Mooney for the Commodores. Here's the 1-0. Bender bites the inside corner. Count evens up at 1-1.
Stovall literally has an Oreo bat.
I haven't seen it. Oh, there it is. Wow. So we got a black barrel, and then in between the barrel and the handle, white, and I think it's black tape that he has on there. There's a check over to first base. At first I thought that was just white paint in the middle and then black paint on the bottom, which you don't usually see too often, but it's a black barrel with a white handle, and then he's got a black lizard skin tape swirled around the handle.
Makes my tummy grumble.
Hey, you got that bite waiting for you. 1-1. Up and in. Scoots away from the catcher and Espinal, but holding at first base will be Halter. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Here with 2 away.
My patience is definitely being tested, though, here.
Absolutely. I mean, I think maybe if Will Sandy strikes up the side right here, we deliver him the 2 pieces.
I'm going to veto that. But if you want to deliver him 1, go right ahead.
I'd say he would have earned it. He's set from the first base side, lefty on left is 2-1. Breaking ball, clips the outer edge, really good spot. Count evens up at 2-2.
Nigel Belgrave now throwing down in the Braves bullpen. Nothing more than you want to Belgrave coming out to the mound with at least a 2-run lead in this contest.
Halter takes his lead from first. Here's Sandy's 2-2. Swinging a ground ball right side, sliding stop by Brito. Pirouette spin, taps the bag at first base. That is in time to retire the side. Will Sandy puts back-to-back Oreos on the scoreboard as that caps the bottom of the 8th. Top of the 9th coming up. Braves looking for some insurance. They lead it 4-2.
Oreo!
The Born Braves organization is looking for families willing to host 1 or 2 players for the Cape League season. It generally runs from the first week in June to early August, and the bond between many host families and their players extend beyond the summer and form lifelong friendships. If you are interested in learning more about this opportunity, visit bornbraves.org.
Braves fans living on the Cape far from Doran Park? Too far of a drive to make the trip west on any given night? Well, don't worry, because the Braves are coming to you. The Bravos' full slate of games includes trips to all East destinations, including Orleans, Chatham, Brewster, Harwich, and Yarmouth, as well as West Division road trips to Cotuit, Hyannis, down south to Falmouth, and off Cape to Wareham. So wherever you are located on Cape Cod, the Braves will be in your area and are a can't-miss family fun activity. To see the Bravos' full schedule, head over to our website, bornbraves.org, and come join the fun.
This is Josh Moylan, first baseman from East Carolina, and this is Born Braves Baseball.
First of The ninth inning here at Gov Fuller Field. The Braves looking to add on here to what's a 2-run lead. They lead at 4-2 as they look to close out what would be their second win of the season in 3 contests against the Falmouth Commodores. Max Tanzer joined alongside Calvin Cristoforo. Had quite a good one tonight.
Yeah, Max, and a lot of good ones going around the league as well. The only 2 games final, Brewster and YD, a 1-1 tie. And how about this? At Lowell Park, they only got 8 innings tonight at Lowell Park. Hyannis and Katuitt tying at 6 apiece. So the Braves, if they win, not only pick up 1 run on Hyannis, who they're trailing by 3 in the standings, they'll also pick up 1 point on Katuitt, who's in first place. So that's why this game is all the more important. Chatham has come from behind to tie Wareham. That's 5-5 in the 6th. And Orleans clinging on to a 1-run lead now after they were up 4-0 against Harwich. So this 4-2 tally, which is tight, and it's been tight all throughout, the largest margin difference in the Cape as we speak.
Wow, well, the Braves looking to increase that length right here. Here's Alan Espinal lead things off, who's been having a night of the summer for himself here. 2 for 3 with a homer and 2 RBIs. First pitch is a fastball that cruises across the outside corner. 0-1. So if you take a look at the Western standings now, Katuitt entered tonight with 32 points to Hyannis' 31. So with the tie, they each gain a point. So Katuitt still holds on to that 1-point lead. So the next pitch is taken down low. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Braves entered with 28, so if they win tonight, they would be at 30. And 2 points behind Hyannis, and 3 points behind the Kettleers. Here's the 1-1 to Espinal. Bender, a really good one, taken just a bit down low. 2-1 the count. That pitch has been the bread and butter tonight for Abner here as he looks to close out another scoreless inning of relief work. Shrugs his shoulders as he comes set. Here's the 2-1 to Espinal. Breaking ball. Taken at the knees for a strike. Espinal doesn't like the call as he shakes his head walking out of the batter's box.
And that pitch is so slow that I can write down a list of things I could do while that pitch is coming to home plate,
And then he speeds you up with that fastball. Here's the 2-2. There is that fastball, and this one swung on and cracked out to deep right field. Jones sprinting back in front of the track, readjusts towards his right. He makes the catch for out number 1, and a menacing sound off the bat of Alan Espinal as he continues to hit the ball hard.
I thought Espy got him again. I really did. Wind blowing more out to left center field as it shifted a little bit as the game has gone on, but to dead right the opposite field. You could hear the crack of that bat, and it was scalded, but a really good play out there by Brutcher to have full confidence all the way, drift back to the warning track and make the catch for the first out here in the 9th inning.
Here's the top of the order, and Bryce Zeblin for his 5th plate appearance of the night. First pitch is a fastball taken upstairs, 1-0.
And that fastball is coming in at such a difference in velocity that every time he throws it, I kind of jump a little bit because I'm not expected to see a pitch come in that fast. It's just, that's what it does. And imagine trying to hit those 2 speeds.
1-0, Bender in there for a strike. That one at 76, so just about 15 miles an hour slower. So the count evens up at 1-1, and that's why I think his fastball has been so effective because it's not overpowering. But when you see that breaking ball sitting around 75 so much, that fastball gets a little bit extra life. Is Eblin, well, he's got an answer for that fastball as he cruises a liner into right field for a base hit. So that's his 2nd knock of the evening as he takes his lead from first base now here with 1 away.
Braves with double-digit hits again. They already had 9, extending their streak of 9-hit games to 5 in a row. But tonight, Eblin staying hot. 2 for 5 again. Couple of hard-hit balls into right field. Has an RBI to this point. Until he gets his spot taken from him or he goes into another bit of a slump, this guy is your everyday leadoff hitter.
It was 3 for 5 on Sunday, now 2 for 5 tonight. As he dances over at first base, here's Mac Horvath. First pitch is a fastball that glides across the outside corner. 89 on that pitch as the count moves to 0-1.
And we haven't touched on this at all tonight, but Matt Shaw out of the lineup.
Yes. If the Braves can muster a win without him, that would be huge.
Shaw, the leader in batting average in the entire Cape, out of the starting 9 tonight.
Check over to first base. Eblin gets back in standing up.
I would love the Braves to try to get aggressive here. Eblin over at first base hasn't been caught this season. 6 for 6 stealing bags. You get your number 2 hitter in the lineup, Horvath, who's looking to break through 0 for 4 to this point.
Cromlich threw out 7 of 22 base runners at a 31% clip at Oregon this year. As there goes Eblin, pitch down low. Cromlich's throw to second base is in time to nab Eblin for out number 2, and that was an impressive one right there because the second baseman and Holter caught this ball on the third base side of the bag, so had an extended tag, and it was still in time to retire Eblin.
Yeah, good pick there. On the opposite side of the bag, you mentioned it, kind of a pick and tag in one swipe. That is a really gutsy do-or-die play because if that skips over your glove, it's into center field, and Eblin could be up with that pop-up slide and already off to third base, but a really smooth play by the middle infielder. And now the bases are empty as Abner is a pitch away from 5 scoreless innings out of the Falmouth bullpen. Did allow the 1 run. It was unearned, so 5 innings of unearned run baseball.
1-1 is a breaking ball tap foul. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 3 earned runs allowed by Falmouth so far tonight for a Braves team against a Braves offense. It's averaged 10.5 over their last 4. 1-2, breaking ball down low, check swing. The home plate umpire and Hino Josa says that Horvath went around for strike 3. That'll do it for the top of the 9th. Here we go. We're heading to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Braves 3 outs away from picking up their 3rd win in a row and picking up some ground on the Harbor Hawks and the Kettleers. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back after this quick break on the Braves Radio Network.
Missed the biggest part of the game? Don't worry, the Bravos have you covered. Catch the call of the game on the Braves Twitter @BoardBraves to hear the night's biggest moment. From big-time strikeouts to crazy web gems, game-winning home runs, and more, whether you hear it for the first time or you just want to relive the magic, the call of the game will bring back the best moment from the night that was.
Free! It's a word you don't hear often, but it's the only word in the Cape Cod League. Every single game on the Cape is free, which means you can bring the entire family, extended family, and the extended family for no charge at Doran Park or to any other game on the Cape. Catch the best collegiate summer league in the nation for absolutely no charge all summer long.
Cape Cod League Baseball is back on the New England Sports Network in 2022. Nesson will feature 5 Cape League games on its airwaves this season, the first of which comes on June 30th when the Braves take on the Falmouth Commodores, and then the Nesson crew comes to Doran Park on July 21st when the Braves host the Wareham Gatemen. All Cape League games on Nesson start at 7, and the station will also feature the league's All-Star Game. It's the best summer baseball in the nation, and it's live on the same station as the Boston Red Sox all summer long.
This one is going down to the wire. Now back to Bourne Braves baseball.
Last of the 9th inning, 4-2 Braves your score as Will Sandy comes out for his 3rd inning of work, looking to slam the door and pick up the 3-inning save here against the Commodores. Again, this game will not go into extra innings, so Falmouth looking to at least muster a tie, if not a win. The Braves looking to pick up victory number 3 in a row. Jacob Walsh will lead things off against Will Sandy. It'll be Andrew Pickney and Drew Brutcher here down to their final 3 outs. First pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. And as we mentioned, Nigel Belgrave is warming up in the Braves bullpen down the left field line. And we've seen Scott Landers play situational matchups before in the 9th inning. So the next pitch is breaking ball down and away. Count evens up at 1.
Yeah, Walsh, a left-handed hitter, just 1 for 28 hitting against lefties in this summer. Does have a 1 hit that was tonight in the first inning against Berkwich.
Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. That slider disappeared right there as Walsh went after it into the dirt. Count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Walsh is set up for an up and in fastball here, lefty on lefty from Sandy.
The left-hander turns, kicks, and fires. 1-2, breaking ball, tap foul, first base side. Count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Walsh is set up for an up and in fastball again here against Will Sandy.
Sandy's like that pitch. He's picked up 2 strikeouts tonight, 2 scoreless frames, allowing just 2 hits. 1 in each of his last 2 frames of work. Here's the 1-2. There's that fastball up and in it. Buzzes across the towers of Walsh. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, good pitch. Espinal wanted it up there. He delivered it up there. Walsh thought about it, but good job to keep the hands back.
Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball taken down and away. Espinal nods his head as Sandy hit his spot. Count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And remember, if Sandy puts Walsh on here, that brings the tying run to the plate. A hot bat and Andrew Pickney who looms on deck. Here's Sandy's payoff pitch. Swinging a high chopper first base side. Brito will field it in fair territory, and in the same motion, steps on the first base bag for the unassisted putout, as that'll be out number 1.
Brito's had his struggles at points defensively at first base, but tonight, in my book, is his best game he has played defensively at first. A really good heads-up play there to keep that ball in fair territory and step on the bag in one motion.
So here comes Scott Landers out to the mound, as Will Sandy will get fist bumps from every single one of his teammates as he nods his head, walking off towards the third base dugout. That'll be it for the North Carolina left-hander as he makes way to the closer in Nigel Belgrave, who jogs in from the bullpen down the left field line. Fantastic work from Will Sandy, the best we've seen him this year. 2 1/3, allowed 2 hits, no runs, and picked up 2 strikeouts. We're going to take a quick break here on the Braves Radio Network, but the Bravos 2 outs away in the hands of Nigel Belgrave.
43 of the Braves' 44 regular season games this summer will take place on the Cape, but for the first time ever on July 25th, Polar Park, home of the Worcester Red Sox, will host a Cape Cod League game when the Bravos take on the Wareham Gatemen at 6:45. Gates open at 5:45, and admission is $10 to watch the Braves take on a West Division rival on an even greater stage.
The Braves are the reigning champs of the Cape Cod League West Division, but the West in 2022 is loaded again and as wild as ever. With 6 games against Hyannis, Wareham, Falmouth, and West Division runner-up Katuitt, it's a packed slate against division foes thirsty for revenge. To check out where and when the division matchups go down, head to our website, bornbraves.org, and check out the Bravos' full schedule.
After COVID-19 canceled the 2020 season and shortened 2021, this year will be the first since 2019 with a full 44-game schedule and an 8-team playoff. That means you can catch the Braves squaring off with each team in the West 6 times and each team in the East 4 times. It's a jam-packed slate for the Braves in 2022, and you can check out the squad's complete schedule on our website, bornbraves.org.
This is Nigel Belgrave, pitcher from the University of Maryland. This is Born Braves Baseball.
The Braves on the heels of their 3rd consecutive victory in the row. They lead at 4-2. Here with 1 down to the bottom of the 9th inning, and manager Scott Landers has rung the bell for Nigel Belgrave.
This is Mr. Break Your Bat right here, coming into the game, trying to get 2 outs, everything, dip. This guy throws the 5 Ds of dodgeball right at you. Dive, dodge, dip, duck, dodge, bang, hit it on the head.
That was fantastic.
We're going to get 2 more outs. Will Sandy was great, and it worked out perfectly that through his 7 outs he got, he faced the lineup around the order 1 time. Faced 9 batters, got 7 outs, and here comes Nigel Belgrave trying to keep Andrew Pinckney, the hottest Falmouth hitter, coming into the game tonight, 8 for his last 20. At bay, he's already 0 for 3 to this point, and then just Drew Brutcher to finish this game off.
He digs it from the right side as Belgrave comes set from the stretch. His first pitch. Fastball sizzles across at 92 for strike 1. 0-1. Belgrave has just been spectacular this season out of the back end of the pen. 2.57 ERA. He's picked up 2 saves along the way as well. Here's his 0-1. Swinging a high chopper third base side. Hensler backs up, picks it up, spins and throws to first base. Not in time as Pinckney beats it out. What an effort by Wyatt Hensler, who fielded this high off the ground, then spun and threw over to first in one motion, and Pinckney, who runs incredibly well, beat it by about half a step.
Yeah, really tough play. Off the bat, I thought that one had base hit all over it. Just a tough off by Hensler, who did everything he could do. Fielded it, made a hard throw on the line, but Falmouth with the runner on. It's Pinckney, who's 6 for 6 stealing bases, but that's not important. The important thing is Drew Brutcher, the batter, who is a guy you got to be careful with. He can hit the ball out of this ballpark.
He's the tying run. First pitch is a fastball that buzzes across inside. Brutcher backs out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes. He's left the yard 2 times so far this season, has driven in 7. Singled back in the 7th inning as well to extend his hit streak to 7 games. Belgrave, ball dangling in his right hand, punches it into his glove as he comes set. 1-0. Swing and a miss, a late hack from Brutcher. That one at 93 as the count evens up.
You got a steak I can cook on that fastball? You said it. It is sizzling. But power indicts power, so he's got to be careful that Brutcher doesn't get a barrel to one here.
1-1. Fastball taken down low. 2-1 the count. Belgrave could use A double play ball right here. The Braves turn one tonight. That was 6-4-3 off the bat of Stovall back in the 6th inning. Pinckney takes his lead from first base here. 2-1. Swing and a miss late on another heater. This one on the outer third of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes here with 1 down.
And if Belgrave can get through Brutcher, Crumwick, McKenzie, and Boyers, who wait on deck, combined 0 for 9 this season in just 4 extra base hits between the 3 of them on the year.
2-2 from Belgrave. Swing and a foul straight back. Hops back off the brick and rolls back towards the mound. Belgrave will get a new ball from the home plate umpire, Matt Hinojosa. Count stays at 2-2.
And not 0 for 9 this season, but 0 for 9 tonight.
Sun still hasn't completely set yet. Dark blue skies on the horizon as the lights shine bright on the diamond here. This game has flown by. 8:10 local time. Started at just about 6 o'clock. 4-2 Braves your score. 1 down, bottom of the 9th inning. Pinckney takes his lead from first. 2-2 again. Fastball misses inside. Count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Josiah Cromwick on deck, then Anthony McKenzie to follow here. As Brutcher, the 6-hole hitter, looks to extend this inning for his Commodores. Belgrave glove tucked into his front hip, comes set at the belt now. 3-2. Swing and a high pop-up left field will slice out of play. Count stays full at 3-2.
94 miles an hour on that fastball, the hardest that Nigel's throwing tonight. I know it sounds crazy, but you do not want to leave a cookie here to Brutcher with the guys on deck who you have to have full confidence you can beat, including a double play candidate, a prime one in Cromwick who waits on deck.
Wind still blowing out hard towards left field. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. 2 away as he put a little bit of extra giddy up on that one to blow it by Brutcher.
I've always lived by the philosophy of pitch around big, tall, left-handed power bats unless you got 94. And Nigel Belgrave's got 94, so no need to pitch around anyone. He shows me.
We might as well add a nasty slider that he really hasn't shown off tonight that has a ton of horizontal break. Last hope for the Commodores, Josiah Cromwick. Righty on right, first pitch. Fastball over the inside corner. Count moves to no balls and 1 strike. Pinckney at first base, forcing Cromwick the tying run to the plate here. Braves lead it by 2.
And it's not a straight 94. Oh, no. It's a 94 with a tail longer than your average neighborhood squirrel.
0-1. Breaking ball well outside. Count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Heavy as well. A lot of sink on it as it runs into right-handed hitters. Induces a ton of ground balls, just like he did off the bat of Pinckney, who beat out that infield single a couple of at-bats ago. 1-1 here with 2 down. The pitch. Breaking ball misses up and away. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike here. Cromwick 0 for 3 tonight is grounded out to second, then flew out to center twice.
5 for 30 on the season without an extra base hit.
Infield playing straight up, outfield as well here. 2-1. Swinging a broken back ground ball trickling down the first base side and foul. Count will stay at 2-2, and you called him Mr. Break Your Bat. Well, there it is right there. You can check that one off the list.
Yep, it's not if, it's when Mr. Break Your Bat's going to break your bat. Into the kitchen that time, you got some new firewood.
92 miles an hour in off the plate that Cromwick went after. You can see some shrapnel pop off of that bat and roll towards the first base side.
And no thank you. I know it's still a very nice night, 73 degrees, but if this is at any temperature that's below even 55, it's not just Mr. Break Your Bat, it's Mr. Break the feeling in your hands.
Well, Cromwick will get a new piece of lumber, this time a silver-barreled bat with a blonde handle. With some tiger stick applied just moments ago. Taps the plate twice, digs back in. The final hope for the Commodores as they trail by 2. Belgrave, long look into his catcher, and Aspinall now gets the sign he wants as he comes set. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a hard ground ball, right side. That's through in the right field for a base hit. Pinckney, a wide turnaround second. He'll hold there as the right fielder and Jones will get the ball back in. A tremendous at-bat by Cromwick with 2 strikes. Just slaps the ball through the 4-hole. First and second here with 2 down. The tying run at first base and the winning run. And Anthony McKenzie comes to the plate.
Yeah, really good at-bat there. You got to tip your cap to Cromwick. Got one off the hands, broke his bat, and then came back the next pitch and hit a hard-hit ball through the right side of the infield.
For the Commodores coming into tonight, they have lost 3 of their last 5, but have still outscored their opponents 21-17 in that span, which tells you when they're winning by a lot, and when they're losing, they're making it close. And here they come, have the tying run at first, the winning run at the plate. McKenzie looking for his first knock of the night. Has left the yard once this season. Pickney at second, Cromwell at first. First pitch from Belgrave. Swing and a miss, 92 running off the plate. Count moves to no balls and 1 strike.
And you can tell he's geared up to hit the fastball. He was ahead of that first pitch fastball at 92 miles an hour. I would expect some off speed to come. Here to get McKenzie out on his front foot, hopefully trying to induce some soft contact.
Plenty of fans still in attendance here at Gov Fuller Field, looking for some magic provided by their Commodores tonight. Belgrave looking to put a stop to that. He's set at the belt. Here's his 1-0. Swinging a soft looper, shallow center. Edlund going out, reaches up, can't get it. Base hit, rounding second, going for third, and coming to the plate is Pickney. In the third base with the slide goes Cromwick, and it's a 4-3 ball game. Here come the Commodores. They have the tying run at third and the winning run at first base.
And he broke another bat there too. Mr. Broke Your Bat came in and broke another bat just in the right spot. Off the hands, up the middle. So now not only does Falmouth get a run in, they go first to third, meaning that the tying run's 90 feet away, so he scores on a pass ball. Gonna be hard though with the brick backstop. And we'll see if they try to go to a first and third situation where they try to get the winning run to second base, put 2 runners in scoring position as a pinch hitter, and Corey Collins comes to home plate, a guy who in the game at Doran Park against the Bravos, the last time these two teams met, left with the golden sombrero 0 for 4 with 4 punchies.
Scott Landers and the rest of the defense will meet up with Belgrave and Espinal on the mound right here. As you mentioned, Corey Collins, a left-handed hitter coming in a pinch hit. And for Nigel Belgrave, who started the year with 4 consecutive scoreless outings and 3 2/3 of an inning's work, has now given up 1 run in each of his last 3 appearances. Would love to keep it that way. Of course, potential run number 2 is 90 feet away in Cromwick at third base, which represents the tying run. Belgrave could retire Collins right here, would pick up his 3rd save of the season. Everybody heads back to their positions, Landers to the dugout, as we once again resume this bottom of the 9th.
Have a nice seat, grab your fried Oreos, buckle down. We got 1 more out to play. This is going to be a big finish.
Collins digs back into the box, straight up stance from the left side. McKenzie at first, Cromwick at third. Belgrave settles at the bell. First pitch, taken, down low, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. This inning started with Will Sandy coming out for his 3rd inning of work. Retired Walsh via the ground ball to Burrito at first. Belgrave came into the game, gave up an infield single to Pickney, struck out Butcher, and back-to-back singles from Cromwick and McKenzie. Here's the 1-0. Fastball runs outside at 94. Count moves heavily in the advantage of Collins at 2 balls and no strikes.
Collins just 1 for July, 1 for 13 in the month. It was a double coming all the way back on July 1 at Brewster.
Top of the order on deck and Alex Mooney. Collins has a hitter's count for him at 2-0. Pitch is up and in, and that hits Collins on the front elbow. That'll force a bases loaded spot here with 2 away. And the stage doesn't get brighter than this for Alex Mooney, who's homered once tonight and has a chance to win this ball game with 1 swing of the bat. Bases loaded, 2 down. The tying run at third base in Cromwick. The winning run over at second in Anthony McKenzie. Infield will be playing back here with 2 down, forces it all backs. And remember, this game will not go to extra innings. Either ends in a tie or a win or a loss for the Braves. Belgrave leans it for the side. Comes set, righty on right. First pitch. Swing and a high pop-up, shallow center field. Going out Peck, coming in Rockefort in the alley. It's Carson Rockefort who's there to make the catch, as that'll punctuate a dramatic bottom of the 9th inning as Belgrave puts this game in the grave as the Braves win it 4-3 here in 9 innings. What a ball game, what a finish as the Braves win their 3rd in a row.
It wasn't not scary, I'll tell you that much. Down to the wire it went. Braves get a big-time win, a gut punch win. Falmouth gave the Bravos all that they could handle as they come out on top 4-3, leave the bases loaded, and grab a win over a team you gotta beat, a team in last place. You take down 4-3 as the Bravos improve to 2-0 here by a margin of a combined 2 runs here at the Gov this season.
I'll tell you what, a very brave effort from the Braves here tonight. Of course, Nigel Belgrave picks up his 3rd save. Nelson Berkwich, who was just spectacular through 6 innings, picks up his 1st win of the year in his first start of the 2022 year as well. Braves move to 12, 9-6 on the year, gain a point on both the Kettleers and the Harbor Hawks.
I just want to throw this in before we get off the air. Chatham and Wareham just tied tonight at Spillane Field. They only played 6 innings because the lights went out and they couldn't get them back on.
My goodness.
So that's a tie. The Harbor Hawks tie. The Kettleers tie. The Braves win. The Commodores lose. The Bravos get a point on everyone and 2 on Falmouth tonight. What a trip down to the Gulf.
And how about this? Firebirds and Mariners separated by 1 run. If that game ties, this would be the only game in the league tonight that results with a decision.
And it was tight to guess what tying.
Braves will resume tomorrow as they travel to Yarmouth Dennis to play the Red Sox at 5 o'clock.
Those guys
PM.
are tough.
Those
guys are real tough.
Will be a good one as Calvin and I will once again have the call here on YouTube. Make sure to tune in at 4:40 for Before the Bravos with Mac Friday and Ethan Frank. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. For Calvin Cristoforo, I'm Max Tanzer. We'll catch you tomorrow at 4:40. The Braves win at 4-3.